Celebra tú también con Betcris.
And you're just too stylish to have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many collared cleats, too many gloves, too many webbing gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then the left, then the thumb guard, then I put on my leg guard, my elbow guard.
Anything you put on first?
Nah, not really.
Nothing?
Nah. I like to say I'm not superstitious, but a little stitious.
Joey Wentz gets added, claimed off waivers yesterday. What are his strengths and how do you look to deploy him?
Yeah, I've seen Joey Wentz pitch for a long time. Someone that we were excited about getting. I mean, we've talked about him for a while. He's a big, strong, left-handed guy with a good mid-90s fastball. He gets some good, solid carry on the fastball. He's got a good, ability to spin the ball too. He has 2 different breaking balls. The curveball has probably been his best pitch to date this year. But I think we might mix some usage things up with him and hopefully get some nice results from that. But he's a guy that can give you multiple innings. He's a guy that can go out there and just blow for an inning for you if you want. But anytime you can add a really nice left-handed arm like this, I think you can really benefit from it long term.
Thanks to Rocco for his time on a busy morning before the team heads south tonight, and an intriguing scouting report there on Joey Wentz. We look forward to seeing what Wentz can do to help this Twins team, and we'll hear more from him in our final segment today. But first, our community story features a very special event for a super young man. That's coming up next here on your home for Twins baseball.
Not 1, but 2 pairs of tickets to see James Taylor. Listen to win them tomorrow morning on CCO.
Justin Morneau here for my favorite golf course in all of Twins territory, the Classic at Madden's on Gull Lake. Golf Digest ranks the Classic a 5-star, top 100 public course. Playing the Classic is a big league experience. Book Madden's Pure Classic package today at maddens.com.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Twins fans looking for a player that always hits for the cycle? That's Chevy Silverado. From strength and dependability to capability and advanced tech, this truck steps up to the plate and crushes big league challenges every day. Plus, with roll-formed high-strength steel and impressive cargo volume, you also get the hardest-working bed in the business. Your select Heartland Chevy dealers, proud sponsors of Minnesota Twins baseball. For current offers and to find a dealer near you, visit ChevyDealOnline.com.
At Target, we're here for the love of the game and all that comes with it. And for you hometown sports fans, we've got everything you need to gear up and kick back during Twin season. For the hosts, we've got the most of everything you need for your backyard baseball barbecues. Brats? Got 'em. Burgers? Check. Peanuts? Popcorn? Say less. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
Meshbesher & Spence has called Minnesota home for over 60 years. We know our state's legal system inside and out and know how to get you full and fair.
like that, because you're coming there knowing why you're there, and is to help out these children that we pick. And however much money you bring that night, you just want to give it all, right? It doesn't matter, because when you see the child out there throwing out the first pitch and walking through the crowd, or some of them are in wheelchairs, like it pulls out your heart so hard that it's hard not to fall in love with them and want to help them the best and the most that you can.
The theme of the Derby is something Jacob has fallen in love with: superheroes, meaning the 9 participants, some of which will be in costume, will be competing as characters like Deadpool and Superman. And while they swing against each other on the field, they are also trying to knock it out of the park when it comes to raising money.
They go out and they try to get as many sponsorships as they can. And a sponsorship could be $100 from a business. It could be $1,000 from a business. And they kind of compete against each other. Obviously, they're athletes, and they have that competitive drive that they want to raise the most funds out of all those hitters.
With this being the 9th family hometown Bats has supported, Ted says they are approaching $1 million raised in total over the years. Jacob's mother, Larissa, says they couldn't believe they were selected as this year's recipient.
My husband and I were both very taken back and, just excited for the event, too. It definitely helps when you're going through something hard to see the support of the community, friends, family, and everybody provide that support. It really helps each day that you're going through what we're going through.
And with Jacob now in the 4th year of his fight, events like these can do a lot for the morale of a young boy.
Whenever we have something going on like this that is providing that additional support to him, he absolutely looks forward to it, and it helps in the days prior boost his spirits and just makes him know that he is being thought about, prayed about, cared about, and supported through all of this. In addition to superheroes in costume competing, for the first time ever, real-life superheroes will also get a swing, as 4 local fire departments will each donate $1,000 and send hitters to the box for bragging rights. And with these heroes battling it out with home runs, Jacob's mom says another one will be close by, her son. He is shown to be a true superhero to all of us. His outlook, his faith, his stubbornness, and his sense of humor are what help keep us all going. He's one of the strongest kids that I know with everything that he's been through. Jacob still remains in his fight with cancer, receiving treatment in Rochester every other week, and has another scan upcoming in August to determine the next steps. The Derby will take place June 28th at 6 p.m. at Union Hill Ballpark in New Prague, and of course the hitters will be swinging a hometown bat. More information can be found on the Hometown Bats Home Run Derby Facebook page. That was our community update, brought to you by United Healthcare, your hometown health plan. Learn more at uhc.com. Coming up next, we'll dive into our Twins storyline for the finale here between the Twins and Rangers, only on your home for Twins baseball.
At Target Field or on the road, the Twins are always at home on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get ready to raise your mugs. Country Jam is coming back to Eau Claire July 17th, 18th, and 19th with...
What's going on? It's Bailey Zimmerman.
You're the last thing that I...
Hey, I'm Cole Swindell.
She had me.
What's up? I'm Sam Hunt.
I'll never be 23 with anyone but you. Plus, Jake Owen, Dylan Scott, Chase Rice, and more. Tickets, camping, and experiences are all on sale now at countryjamwi.com.
It's baseball season again, and the Grey Duck deck is back. Boom! Or should I say, Bomba. As always, we're serving up your favorite Grey Duck drinks at Target Field. But this year, we're also pitching you some amazing deals on our website. Head to greyduckspirits.com/deals to save some major coin on brand new Grey Duck Twins apparel and on some of your favorite Grey Duck spirits. Gear up and stock up like a pro. Seriously, head there now. greyduckspirits.com/deals. Let's go!
Hey, it's Corey Probus with my wife, Dana. You've heard me call home safe hundreds of times throughout my career. I want Twins fans to keep their own home safe with Plunkett's Pest Control. From ants and mice to even bigger wildlife challenges like bats and raccoons.
Plunkett's Pest Control covers all the bases with their team of local technicians who are trained and ready to defend your home. From year-round protection programs to urgent visits, Plunkett's is your all-star team for pest defense. Slide into pest-free living. Be like our family and join the Plunkett's Pest family today at plunketts.net.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
Treat your taste buds with Giant Snacks Mega Cashews. Giant's Mega Cashews are mega in health benefits, size, and flavors like bold bacon ranch, surprisingly delicious dill pickle, traditional salted, or try our newest addition to the lineup, Sweet Thai Chili Cashews. As a natural plant-based protein with zero trans fats, Giant's Cashews are a smart snack for your body and soul. With so many nuts and seeds in so many flavors, you can't lose. Giant Snacks, the official sunflower seed of the Minnesota Twins since 2004.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Closing in on Game 3 between the Twins and Rangers as we wrap up the Menards pregame lineup card. Well, as we've mentioned a couple of times now on the show, the Twins have a new lefty in their bullpen today in Joey Wentz. And Wentz is the subject of today's Twins storyline, made possible by your select Heartland Chevy dealers. Wentz was designated for assignment by Pittsburgh on Saturday. That put him into what some call DFA limbo, a waiting period that can last as long as 10 days. He can either be traded or claimed by another team, and so when Joey was designated, he had to decide what to do.
I drove home. I'm from Kansas City, so I drove home on Sunday and was kind of camped out of my house for kind of 2.5, 3 days. Yeah.
So while Wentz was hanging at home yesterday, he got a call at lunchtime from his agent, which was met with great excitement.
Yeah, I'm really excited. That was like when I found out I was coming here, like that was such a thing that I was pretty pumped to feel and be a part of as a player. And like I said, playing against the Twins, it's a lot of the same guys, it seems like, from last year, even the year before. And it seems like, really good leadership and that sort of thing. Everybody comes prepared. So just try to play my role and help out any way I can.
While Wentz is familiar with the Twins after 3 seasons of pitching against them, he has also played with a couple of his Twins teammates.
I mean, I've played with Cody Clemens before, so I knew Clem, and I haven't seen Willie yet, but I played with Willie as well in Detroit. So I don't know if I've really gravitated towards anybody, but everybody, as far as introductions and meeting, have seemed great, and I've played against, the Twins since.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I gotta eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo. I believe this one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, big league card. Obviously, as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it, but as a kid that had cards, right, as a kid, this is like seeing your card the first time is pretty cool. So that's pretty powerful when you see that card.
Must be 18 or older to play. Back to the Future is copyrighted by Universal City Studios, LLC and Emblem Entertainment, Inc.
Hello again, this is Mike Fratelloni from Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores. Fratelloni's made a special buy on a Toro lawnmower and snowblower. Both of them are battery powered. We have 142 of those combinations. The moment people see the pricing and understand the deal, 142 combinations will sell out. This is Mike Fratelloni from Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores. If you need a new mower and a new snowblower and you want them battery powered, there is no other time than right now to come on in and get one of these 142 bundles. Mike Fratelloni, Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores. Get into the stores as fast as you can to get this deal.
Every day, people all over the state complete what seems like a simple task. Pull into the nearest gas station, fill up with regular unleaded, and go about their day. But there's a better way to fill up. Unleaded 88 gives your engine a boost while burning cleaner and helping reduce greenhouse gas emissions. On top of that, it costs less than regular unleaded. Look for the yellow 88 button the next time you fuel up and select Unleaded 88. Better for your air, your engine, and your wallet.
The Twins are sending Bailey Ober to the mound today.
And take a bow, Bailey Ober, an 89-pitch, complete game effort.
The Twins starting pitcher is brought to you by Park Chrysler Jeep in Burnsville. Stop in, shop their new showroom, or check out parkjeep.com.
Hi, this is Chris Atterbury, and you're listening to Twins Baseball Simulcast on WCCO, KMNB HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul, and KMNB FM and HD Minneapolis, St. Paul.
The following is a presentation of Treasure Island Baseball Network.
You are listening to the Minnesota Twins. The Twins have plenty of motivation as they look to get back to the top of the American League Central here in 2025.
Buxton racing after it, still racing, dives forward, and he makes the catch to preserve a 4-2 Twins win.
Get up, and gone. A Harrison Bader two-run homer.
Swung on a miss, he struck him out, and Joe Ryan, fans 11.
Three-run homer off the bat of Larnach. Stay hot.
High and deep to left. This one carried to the bullpen, and it's gone. Ty France walks off the Royals.
Today's Twins game is brought to you by Target, proud partner of the Twins. Now let's head live to the ballpark.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to some midday baseball here from beautiful Target Field in downtown Minneapolis. Chris Atterbury alongside Danny Gladden as the Twins wrap up a homestand and wrap up a series against the Texas Rangers. Rubber match of this three-game set, and the Twins hoping to win a series before heading on the road to Houston and Cincinnati. Meanwhile, for the Texas Rangers, they've been at it for a while. This is Game 9 of a 9-game, 3-city road trip. They'll send left-hander Patrick Corbin to the mound. Bailey Ober answers for the Minnesota Twins. Again, a series on the line as the Rangers took Game 1 and the Twins a decisive victory last night. So it's Ober versus Corbin. Danny has the rest of your starting lineups, and we've got a matinee in store for
Hank Greenberg helped popularize the first baseman's mitt, holding a massive 13-inch pocketed glove. That was quickly banned, reducing the maximum size to 12 inches. Paul Richards also developed a black hole-sized catcher's mitt. This ginormous thing, measuring 42 inches in circumference, was known as Big Bertha, or the Elephant, for its massive size. It was swiftly outlawed as well.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
That's you winning your kickball game. That's you taking another sip of your Do the Do.
Two bands, one night. Bachman Turner Overdrive. The Marshall Tucker Band. Roll on down the Highway 2025 tour. Saturday, July 19th, live at the Treasure Island Amphitheater. With special guest Jefferson Starship, a night of vintage PTO, a night of classic Marshall Tucker Band. Tickets on sale now at TICasino.com.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Hey, welcome back to Minnesota Twins Baseball. Bailey Ober on the mound for your Minnesota Twins here today. It'll be Patrick Corbin, left-hander for the Texas Rangers. Give you the rest of the starting lineups. But first, here's our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say the
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
And Bader. Umpires, Lance Barksdale will be calling balls and strikes. He also is the crew chief. Ryan Addition, the umpire at first base. James Hoy at second base. And Ryan Wills, the umpire at third base. Twins have taken the field. Get you started. Here's Chris Atterbury.
All right, Danny, temperature in the upper 60s. It's a midday ball game here. If you need a note to sneak away from the office, Danny is happy to write you one. We'd love to have you join us here at Target Field. Rubber match of this three-game series as the Twins looking to make it 2 out of 3 against the Rangers. And the Rangers hoping to wrap up this long road trip with a victory before heading back to the Lone Star State. Twins are seeking their 12th series win of the year. They're 11-9-1, 6-3-1 here at home. They are 3-3 in series-deciding contests. And Bailey Ober, rough couple of starts. He did go 7 innings against Toronto. Danny touched up for those 5 runs. Before that, it had been a pitch count issue in Seattle. He was just off a little bit, only went 4 innings. Hoping to see Bailey Ober kind of iron some of those wrinkles out today.
Well, 7 innings last time out, not bad against a Toronto ball club that was playing some good baseball at the time. I think if they can get 6, 7 out of him today, it might be a good afternoon. It also tells me it sets it up for the bullpen. Twins offense need to continue to kind of get on a roll. A little bit of a different lineup today with a left-hander on the mound.
And an offense that's been playing certainly much, much better here in the month of June. An offense for the Rangers, you talk to anybody wearing a Texas Rangers logo, they'll tell you how much of a struggle it's been to score runs. Then they come out and they score 16 in game 1 of this series. But the other 7 games on this road trip, Danny, they're averaging just 2.7 runs a game. The last 2 times Corbin has started, they've lost both of those games 2-0. So they have struggled to put runs across.
Yeah, and they're a team that if they score 4 or more runs, they're like 24-4. So kind of a...
Well, let's keep them under 4. Make it easy. First pitch of the ball game is to Josh Smith, and he whips one foul and nearly takes Tommy Watkins' hat off on the top step of the dugout. Down on the far end of the Twins' dugout first base side, the count is 0-1. Ober obviously with a great changeup. This Rangers team does not hit the changeup well as Smith clobbers this changeup to right field, and that's a home run. Guess I spoke too soon. He hit that changeup really well. Home run onto the Winnebago Industries porch in right field for Josh Smith, and it's 1-0. I'd like to amend that statement. The previous numbers would indicate that they have not hit the changeup well this year. Might have to change those numbers. 393 feet for Smith, his 6th of the year.
Well, it's where the changeup was, and that was kind of middle of the plate right there. And this is an aggressive team. We've seen the Texas Rangers' first 2 games come out, and they swing the bat early.
Langford doing just that as he swings and misses, and the count is 0-1.
I think they look at the numbers about the Twins pitching. Don't walk anybody. They throw the ball over the plate, so their approach is to swing.
Big swing and miss again for Langford. Almost lost his helmet in the process, and the count is 0-2. 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts for young Wyatt Langford. Did homer in Game 1. 2 for 10 in the series. Bats right-handed. 23 years of age, and he takes inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Bailey certainly throws a lot of first-pitch strikes, and when you look at I guess you'd call it the personality of this lineup, some of the veterans, they are swing-early guys. 1-2 pitch. Swung on a missed. He carved him up, and down goes Langford. That's out number 1. Strikeout number 1. And a good changeup there from Bailey as he'll face the guy who really personifies that. Corey Seager swings at the first pitch nearly half the time. One of the higher percentages in all of baseball, always has. Bats from the left side of the plate. Has missed time with hamstring issues, and he taps the first pitch to the right side. Gobbled up by Brooks Lee on the back lip of the infield. He throws out Seager for a quick out number 2. Now Bailey Ober gives up the home run on pitch number 2 and then settles right back in. And he'll now stare down Marcus Semien. As John mentioned in his pregame, Semien's had Bailey's number, 7 for 13, 2 homers in his career, and he is scorching hot right now. Jeffers sets up away, and the fastball finds him there for a strike. Just clipped the outside corner to Semien, the right-hander. It's 0-1. And Bailey working quickly. Delivers another foul ball, this off the front foot. That can't feel good for Marcus Semien. It was a changeup, but he fouled it right down off that bony nub on the inside part of his left ankle. Danny, I cannot even conceive of what that must feel like. That must hurt so much.
You know what? Here's what we'll do. I'm going to get a baseball. I think I got one of the things. I'm going to stand up, and I'll just throw one.
Throw one right
at your foot. Yeah.
Okay, well, get me in the mood. I'll understand.
Well, no, you can't know.
I was hoping
he didn't know that he was going to hit that off his foot.
I was just hoping that you would, explain it, not actually enact it as a pitch low 1 and 2.
You said you didn't know what it would feel like.
Yeah, that's true. Learn by doing. It's experiential learning here.
Anybody can talk about it. You got to experience it.
All right. Grab the ball. Just don't tell me when you're going to do it. The 1-2 is lifted high in the air to left center field. Buxton drifting back in front of the warning track and a 2-handed catch, and the inning is done. So a leadoff home run from Josh Smith, but then Ober settles in nicely and retires the next 3 in order. A run on a hit, nobody left, and it's 1-0. Who was a 12-year veteran, a 2-time All-Star, and was the winning pitcher in Game 7 of the World Series for the Nationals.
He's got some awards, no question about it. Bounced around a little bit. Texas Rangers, like a lot of teams, looking for that, that 4th, 5th starter in their rotation that can give you a little bit of length. He's a veteran guy, like you said, knows how to pitch.
He leads with the slider. Throws that more than any other pitch, than the sinker and the cutter. And the first pitch to Byron Buxton is down for a ball. That's the cutter. 1 ball, no strikes. Buck is 6 for 7 in this series. Homer, a couple of doubles. He's also walked. Homered off Corbin twice last year in Washington. He takes a pitch at the belt for a strike. It's 1-1. Interesting to hear Rocco Baldelli talk about how he throws the sinker at the top of the zone. The 1-1 misses in, and the count 2-1. And you and I have talked about it off and on throughout the year, how, back in the day it was down, down, down. Everything had to be down. Not so much anymore. They're just looking for that horizontal run. 2-1 pitch. And that's taken low. 3-1 to Byron Buxton. Didn't miss by much.
A lot of teams, Chris, have changed, and that is throwing up, breaking balls up, only because of the swing plane by guys. Get that uppercut swing.
3-1 is looked at for a strike, and the count goes full to Byron Buxton. And also, if you're looking for that four-seam up there, and you're looking in the same spot in a similar velocity, and then it has different movement pattern, now you're going to be off your barrel a little bit. If you're looking for the rise fastball and you're getting the running fastball. Corbin has run the count full here on Byron Buxton, the payoff pitch. And it's taken for ball 4. So we heard it from Rocco in our pregame lineup card. You can't look to walk, can't be in walk mode. But if you're looking specifically, you've got a plan on what you want to hit. That leads to more walks. The walk rate is up in June for the Twins. The runs scored are up in June, and you've got speed at first base in Byron Buxton. Ryan Jeffers is the hitter. Saw Byron run late in last night's game, but not early. Corbin does have a good move, and the left-hander to the plate drops a breaking ball low to Jeffers. 1 ball, no strikes.
One thing about Corbin, a lot of off-speed stuff. You've got to look kind of off-speed, but he's a guy that will pitch inside.
Looks at Byron now to the plate, and he misses away with the sinker, and the count is 2-0 to Jeffers. Corbin has made 11 starts. He's given up 3 runs or fewer in each of them. So he's avoided the big cave-ins this year as he delivers 2-0, and that's down and away, 3-0. He's a guy who has not had a whole lot of run support, but he gets a run early, and suddenly he walks the first guy. He goes 3-0 on batter number 2. It's going to engender a visit from Kyle Higashioka. Wants to walk out and find out what's going on with Patrick Corbin. So he hasn't been close, really, to Ryan Jeffers here, Danny, and it's been a slider and a couple of sinkers. The sinker's about 90, sliders in the mid-70s. If you're Ryan Jeffers, are you picking out one pitch, one location here, or are you just watching this one?
Watching Corbin pitch, it looks like he's pitching everything off the plate. He's trying to get the offense, so the Twins hitters, to chase his pitch. And like a lot of left-handers that don't have that overpowering velocity, he's not going to give in. He's going to continue to nitpick, and he's going to get him in trouble.
Infield plays back for 2, and the 3-0 pitch is taken for a strike. And the count is 3-1. So threw a sinker right at the knees. And now a good hitter's count for Ryan Jeffers. No such thing as a fastball count anymore. Corbin milking that pitch clock down under 5. Now plateward. And it's low, ball 4. Did not miss by much, but ball 4 to Jeffers. And a frustrated Patrick Corbin has walked consecutive men to start this first inning. And it's up to Carlos Correa to move them along. Well, Corbin this year in 61 1/3 innings, only 43 strikeouts. That is a low number. 10 homers, that's a high number. He has led the league before in homers allowed. And now he has 20 walks. 3rd most on the club. And again, that's a pretty high ratio. Back-to-back walks. Correa awaits. They set up outside, and the first pitch is lashed foul deep down the left field line and into the seats. No balls and a strike to Carlos. It was a cutter in, and he was out in front of it. Carlos assuming, you know what, he doesn't want to walk a third guy. I'm going to get something in the zone, and he did. Now the 0-1, it flutters away. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a changeup and not a very competitive one. Pitching, so much of it rhythm, Danny, and even after the home run, Ober working quickly. Corbin, very slow worker, even in this pitch clock era. Delivers 1-1, and this one is fisted back into the seats to our right, off the hands of a man in a Kirby Puckett jersey. That one was ticketed for the Gladden seats. Ball and 2 strikes. Corbin leans in. Ball to the glove. Hands held below his waist. Now pitches. And he drops a breaking ball low, and the count is 2-2. He is trying to get the Twins to chase the ball down. And they have not given in yet.
It's a little slide piece that he throws down and in, a lot like right-handers throw it to the left-handed hitters, that back foot.
Swung on a smack to left field. That's a base hit. Byron Buxton takes the turn at third. He will round and score. It's a 1-1 ball game. Correa with the RBI single to knot this ball game. Byron scores from second on a single for the 13th time this year. That matches his career high in a season. That's the note we were talking about yesterday. Corey jumping up and down next door in celebration, and still 2 on. Still nobody out, and now Ty France can hit. Ty France has reached in 22 consecutive games. Has 1 career hit against Corbin as a homer, and he swings and misses over the top of the slider. It's 0-1. Becomes the first guy to chase that slider down below the zone so far for Minnesota. One thing about Ty, though, he may chase early, but we see him button it up deeper in the count. Change up away, and he fights it foul. Well, I guess that's a slider away. Backdoor slider that backed up on him.
Yeah, he chased a couple balls out of the zone, but you never want to take the aggressiveness away. No. And that's what Rocco was talking about. You don't go up there looking for a walk. You go up there looking to hit and hit the ball hard somewhere. And it
0-2 pitch. And that's taken for a called strike 3. France knew it. Fastball let her high. So France out on strikes, the first out of the inning and of the game for Minnesota. And here's Royce Lewis. Royce Lewis batting here with 2 on and 1 out. And Royce Lewis batting on the 8th anniversary of the day he was drafted. It was 8 years ago today that Royce Lewis heard his name called as the number 1 overall pick in the draft. And that path has led him here to Target Field. Jeffers at second, Correa at first, infield back. And the first pitch is upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. And that's that high sinker, Danny, and it's top of the zone, but it ran in off the plate.
He's not throwing enough pitches over the plate to really entice some of the Twins hitters to go after it.
Corbin sets the veteran to the plate. And that's a strike. Steals one with his sinker at the bottom of the zone. And it's 1-1. Chance for a big swing here from Royce. When last we saw Royce, he was knocking in Correa with a line single with a couple of outs. That was in game 1 of the series. Pops this one up into shallow right field. Berger retreating from first base is under it, makes the catch. And there are 2 away. So Lewis pops up on a pitch down and in, and it's up to Willie Castro, who will bat with 2 outs and 2 on and 1 run in. It's a 1-1 ball game here at Target Field in the opening inning. Castro is certainly heated up as a right-handed batter. He's 11 for his last 30 from the right side of the plate. Couple of home runs. They came in the same game. Carter plays fairly shallow in center field. Langford straight up and left. A big swinging miss from Willie Castro as he swings right over the top of a cutter in off the plate. And now you're starting to see Corbin get some of those swings on balls off the plate. He's thrown just enough in the zone to give the impression that he's going to throw some hittable pitches. Another good swing and miss by Castro on a slider down, and it's 0-2. So the Twins kind of fallen into the trap a little bit here after they were able to avoid it first couple of hitters. You were right, Danny. He's not going to give in.
No.
He's not going to start throwing the ball over the plate.
Again, he's trying to get the hitter's aggressiveness. With runners in scoring position, you might uptick your expansion in what you're going to swing at.
0-2 is down and in. Good block by Higashioka to have to move to his left to keep it off the backstop. It's 1-2. Yeah, you're up there. He knows the hitters are all juiced up. They're excited. First three guys reach. Runners in scoring position. I'm going to knock in the go-ahead run. It's like pitching jiu-jitsu. He uses the hitter's energy against them. The 1-2. Taken for a called strike 3. That looked off the plate in. Castro can't believe it, but Lance Barksdale will send Willie looking for his outfielder's glove. First three Twins reach, and one of them scores. It's 1-1 after one on your home for Twins baseball.
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Details at metrotransit.org/twins or call 612-373-3333.
Welcome back to Target Field. Bailey Ober delivering to left-handed batting Evan Carter. And he misses down and into the slender Carter, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. 1-1 our ball game. Twins drawing even. On the Correa line, single to left is another pitch down and into Evan, and the count 2 balls, no strikes. From Elizabethton, Tennessee, Bailey Ober rocks and delivers, and the pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Ober gave up that leadoff home run, but he had an efficient inning. As Carter watches just off the plate, and the count will go 3 balls and 1 strike. Ober began his career in Elizabethton back in 2017. He pitched in 6 games there. It's a 3-1 on the ground to first. Backhand pickup there by France. Bobbled it briefly, flips it to Ober, and Ober is at the bag to erase Carter on a 3-1. Well, just as this is the anniversary of Royce Lewis being drafted, also Bailey Ober's draft anniversary. He was drafted on this day 8 years ago, 12th round. And he has turned himself into a fine Major League starter. Jake Berger's now the hitter. Pitch to Berger, playing first base today, in for a strike. He's had a rough series. 1 for 10 in the series for Berger. Brought in to provide power for the Texas Rangers. 0 for 7 against Ober in his career. Breaking ball is off the plate away. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. We told you yesterday when Carter was batting about how he grew up in Elizabethton, but he didn't pay much attention to the E-Twins. As a pitch wide. 2-1. So he would have been 15 years old when Bailey Ober was playing in Elizabethton. It's the 2-1. Crushed to left field for Berger. That one towards the wall and over the geraniums into the front row for a home run. Well, there's your power from Jake Berger. That right-handed home run swing. It was a screaming Mimi, a low liner to left, and it whistled over the head of Bader into the seats. Second solo home run of the ball game for the Texas Rangers. It's 2-1 in favor of Texas.
And Chris, both home runs coming off the changeup. That one kind of tailed back into the power of Berger, and that just got over the wall in left field.
Now that was a line drive just over the top of the Flowers, and Young will bat. Young takes a strike, 0-1. There's that right-handed power that the Rangers were looking for. 10 homers now for Berger. And they lead it 2-1. Ober offers. And this one popped up. Back at home and spins back into the seats. And it's 0-2. Yeah, finishing up on Carter, though. If you're 15, that's kind of like prime baseball watching A's starting to pay attention a little bit. You're a good player, thinking that might be a route you go professionally. And he would have had a chance to watch guys like Bailey Ober right there in the small town of Elizabethton. 0-2, he checked at a pitch off the plate, didn't go. And it's 1-2. Now, you growing up in the Bay Area, I imagine you'd go to a Giants or an A's game.
They had the San Jose Bees.
Yeah. Did you ever go to the San Jose
No.
Bees? Pitch high, and the count
No.
2-2. They were an independent team for a while. The Wild, Steve Howe was on that club.
We used to drive around and we'd go to other schools and see who was playing.
This ball hit high in the air to left center field. Correa out, Bader in. Buxton joins the party, but Correa makes the catch. And there are 2 outs. So you'd say, the Rigetti kid is pitching. We're going to go watch him.
No. We would drive around to these high schools, and we'd have 2 cars, and they'd go out and say, okay. Then they'd come back and say, hey, there's 7 guys over here playing at Miller Junior High. Okay, so we'd all load up and go over there and walk on the field and say,
let's play.
We got 6. We'll play you. No right field, no second base.
So you're going
learn how to pull the ball.
Yeah, looking for a pickup game. Dolis Garcia takes low. 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the second, as Ober offers, and a big swing and miss from Garcia, and the count is 1-1. One ball and 1 strike, 2 men out, nobody on. A couple of solo home runs, accounting for Texas in the run column and the hit column. And the pitch to Garcia is taken just off the plate, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. Bailey works quickly. Breaking ball missed in, and it's 3-1. So he falls behind again, and that's been a problem here in this second inning. Three balls and a strike. Dangerous Garcia. The pitch swung through. 3-2. I'm looking at that 2017 E-Town team. Griffin Jacks was there. Brusdar Gratterall was there. Dobnak was there. Jose Miranda. Akil Badu. Brent Rooker was on that team. 41-27. Pretty good club. Payoff pitch drops Garcia to the ground. It missed up and in. And Adolis Garcia, a dramatic walk as he'll head to first base on a pitch that nearly grazed that long beard of his. And Garcia likes to run, Danny, and he's very aggressive on the bases, so don't be surprised if he gets to moving quickly. Ober's done a nice job controlling the running game, changing his looks throughout the course of the year.
Yeah, that's a combo. It's, Bailey Ober has to be aware right now of who's over there at first base. Also, Ryan Jeffers behind the plate. Anticipate, get yourself in a good position, come up and, if he is running, to throw down to second.
Not going here, and the first pitch is in for a strike to Higashioka, and it's 0-1. Kyle drove in 5 runs in that 16-4 pasting here on Tuesday night. Didn't play yesterday. Garcia, big lead, throw over, he dives back. Garcia has traded in his lime green spikes for kind of an orange red. Still has the lime green arm sleeve. Marches off the bag with big, kind of exaggerated strides. Takes up his position. Big lead, jumping around, and he gets over to step off, and he balked him over. He balked him over to second. Garcia jumped over there, Danny, and it caught Bailey's attention. I don't know if somebody said something, but Bailey then stepped off awkwardly, and that's a balk, and Garcia earned second base.
Yeah, I think it was somebody hollering from the infield because he took a big stride like he was going to go, and Bailey made a little bit of a twitch, then he stepped off.
So Garcia gets himself into scoring position. It's an 0-1 count to Higashioka, and the pitch is down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And that sweeper was nowhere close. We've seen the sweeper usage way up for Bailey of late. But we've seen a ton of balks this year on the Twins. Lopez a couple early ones. Joe Ryan had the weird pitch com balk. Ober here. As this pitch is not close. Missed inside with a changeup, 2-1. You're so accustomed to Bailey Ober just being pinpoint with the command. Not quite in sync today. 2-1. That's off the plate again. 3-1. You've got Smith, the left-handed batting top of the order, on deck. He homered in his first trip. You just as soon challenge Higashioka here and end the inning at the bottom of the lineup card. Right-handed batting catcher has been opportunistic. Looking at a 3-1. Here it comes. Swung on and hit to the left side, past a diving Correa and into left field. Garcia will round. Bader's throw to the plate. Garcia slides across in front of the throw, and it's an RBI single for Kyle Higashioka. His 6th run batted in this series, and it's a 3-1 lead for the Texas Rangers.
Chris, I think it was an off-speed pitch that he left up.
Slider.
Yeah. It didn't slide much, but it was center cut at 82. Good try there by Correa to dive to keep it in the infield, but just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, you nailed it, Danny. It's a slider that just kind of sat there on a tee, belly button high. And Higashioka on a 3-1 count. He's geared up for that pitch. And he just muscled it through the left side of the diamond. And a frustrated Bailey Ober getting a visit here from Pete Mackey as they face Josh Smith. Remember, Smith with a home run to open the ball game on the second pitch. It was an 0-1 changeup that floated, and he put it onto the Winnebago porch in right field.
He gave up the home run to Berger here and an off-speed pitch there. So usually Pete Mackey, when he comes out, there's kind of a new approach now.
Yeah.
So let's see what it is. Does he attack now with fastballs? He's kind of abandoned the changeup. He's thrown a couple good ones since the home runs, but not consistent with it right now.
He didn't throw a single fastball in that at bat. He threw one fastball to Adolis Garcia. He threw one fastball to Josh Young and one fastball to Berger. So he has not thrown a lot of heaters, not more than one in any one at bat. First pitch here is a changeup down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. And that tells me maybe, Danny, not just strategy, this is a good fastball hitting team, but maybe he's not feeling the command on the heater.
Well, this is a good fastball hitter in Smith.
No question about that. Playing at shortstop today after first base the last 2 nights. He delivers, and the pitch is off the plate in. And it's 2-0. That was a slider, so still nothing of the fastball variety for Bailey Ober.
And Bailey's kind of hurt himself sometimes early in ball games with the pitch count. 38 right now.
A 27-pitch second. He's not out of the woods yet. 2-0. Inside off the plate. 3-0. That was a fastball. At just 89 miles an hour, we told you the velo was ticking down. Ober just not looking himself on the mound. 3-0 pitch. And that's taken for a strike as he's able to twist a fastball over at 89 miles an hour. But you're not going to want to throw too many in that spot at 89 to big league hitters. 3-1. Smith will be ready to go. He wants time first, and he'll get it. So 1 out solo home run. Then after Young popped up, it was the walk to Garcia. Balked into scoring position. Knocked home by Higashioka. That balk really costly. Now Higashioka's at first, and a 3-1 pitch is pending to Smith. Delivered, not close, ball 4. And there are runners on now at first and second for Wyatt Langford, and Bailey Ober is laboring to say the least. This does not look right. And so often with Ober, the key to the changeup is he's able to throw the fastball up and out of the zone, and we have not even seen him attempt to throw a fastball up and out of the zone against these Rangers. Here's Langford. First pitch clobbered. Deep left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is fair. It is gone. And it is 6-1 in favor of the Texas Rangers. Their 3rd home run in an inning and change against a beleaguered Bailey Ober. A sinker, inner half of the plate, and Wyatt Langford with that Cobra Quake bat yanks it into left field for a 3-run shot. And it's all Texas. And after Simeon Woods-Richardson struggled, David Festa shining, the Twins, they needed a stable outing from the guy who has been the model of consistency in their rotation. And instead, the Rangers have blown the lid off early as Seager takes the first pitch low, 1 ball, no strikes. 4 hits allowed, and 3 of them are home runs. Pitch down and in, 2-0. Well, it's not even the home runs. You give up the occasional home run, but boy, Danny, 2 walks, the balk, just the lack of command, consistently being behind, now behind 3-0 here to Corey Seager, and the pitches aren't close.
And Rocco's in a tough spot right now. 6-1, a lot of game left.
This one fouled back. It's 3-1. You can see that they were having good at-bats against Patrick Corbin.
Right. And Rocco's probably looking at it, hey, I still trust my offense to get to Patrick Corbin, but I need to stop the bleeding here.
3-1. Wide ball 4, and that's a 3-walk inning for Bailey Ober.
And look at Bailey. He's halfway to second base right now.
He's looking out of the bullpen. He's thrown now 36 pitches here in the second. Nobody is throwing out there yet. He'll have to solve it himself. And his chief nemesis on this Rangers lineup card, Marcus Semien, is now the hitter.
Phone's ringing out there in the bullpen right now, so they're going to have to do something here.
We're going to meet Joey Wentz sooner rather than later, I think. First pitch is off the plate away to Semien. 1 ball, no strikes. Two outs, nobody on, facing the number 8 hitter. That's when this started, and now Jeffers is out, and this is a pure stall technique. Ryan Jeffers is walking at a Bruce Bochy pace out to the mound. Cole Sands is up for the Twins.
Yeah, you're going to go with one of your more reliable guys out of the bullpen.
Try to keep this in range, get some runs back.
Yeah, peck away a little bit. Again, I mean, Patrick Corbin isn't all that going to shut down the Twins' offense. But a long inning like this, you hear me talk about a lot of standing around time out there.
Berger homered, and then with 2 outs, Garcia walked. The balk on Ober, again, a sign of him just not being himself. Another indicator. Higashioka, the 3-1 base hit is a pitch wide, 2-0. Then it was 3-1 to Smith. He walked. Langford clubbed the first pitch for a 3-run homer. Seager was up in the count 3-0. He walked. And it's now 2 balls and no strikes to the dangerous Semien. The pitch off the plate away, 3-0. And that, to me, Danny, is the big shining red flag here. Bailey Ober, if nothing else, if you were to describe him as a pitcher, you'd say strike thrower. And he is not able to throw strikes right now with any pitches. And we've never seen that from Bailey. The 3-0 is grooved over, and the count is 3-1. Bronx cheer from the crowd. The 3-1 swung on a hit to third base. Need this out. Bride has it, goes to second, forcing Seager, and the inning mercifully is over. But it's a 5-run, 2-homer, 2-walk inning for Bailey Ober in the top of the second. Twins offense trying to claw back into it. They trail 6-1. Corbin was a National. Bader hits the first pitch into left field for a base hit. Lee will stop at third, and the bases are loaded for Byron Buxton. For the second straight inning, the Twins put the first 3 men on. And if Byron Buxton, who has reached base now in 8 of his 9 plate appearances in this series, if he pulls another rabbit out of the hat with one of those special Byron moments, the fans here at Target Field are going to turn the place upside down. Twins trail 6-1 with a chance to do some serious damage. Bases loaded, nobody out against Corbin. Buck walked and scored in the first. And the first pitch is taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. He's 10 for his last 23 against left-handed pitching. Kind of a statistical oddity. He struggled against lefties the last couple of years. Bat held high, pitch delivered. And it's watched low, 1-1. Twins saw Corbin in our nation's capital a year ago. Buck had 2 homers off him in the game. That was the trip where the bus broke down at the airport on the way to the plane. It was leaking fuel all over the street. As the 1-1 popped up. Should be an infield fly rule here. Back of the infield grass for Semien. Infield fly rule is invoked. Semien makes the catch. And Buxton retired for just the second time in the series. And it happens with the bases loaded and nobody out. And now it's up to Jeffers.
The bus did what?
Yeah, we were actually at the airport in the complex headed to our flight, and it just conked in the street, and there was like a liquid fuel or, I don't know.
Hydraulic fluid, maybe?
Yes, hydraulic fluid. It was pooling into the bus. We had to evacuate the bus. The player bus was fine. It went all the way on, went to the plane. As a strike called 0-1. The staff bus, we emptied out. We walked across the median, and we hung out outside of the gas station. Rocco went inside to buy snacks for everybody. His card got declined, so I think Hank ended up buying snacks for the whole bus as a strike called, and it's 0-2. We're sitting out there eating push pops and drinking water. Eventually got to the plane. The glamorous adventures of big league travel. Bases loaded, 1 out. Big spot for Jeffers. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is low. That's a spot where with Corbin, Danny, there's no way he's throwing the ball over the plate on purpose, 0-2.
No.
He's going to nibble around here until he has to throw a strike.
And if you're somewhat patient, you might get back into a 2-2-3 ball, 2-strike count.
Leads at third, Bride's at second, Bader's at first. Infield back looking for a double play. Jeffers has been using right field a lot lately, and he pulls this one instead, foul down the third base line. All the talk, Ryan, we've had with him about using as he calls it, the backside of the field, trying to, hit that ball the other way, take what they're giving you. It's for spots like this, where you get back on your back foot in the count 0-2, but you need the ball in play. Don't want to get too big. The pitch is taken down and in. Good take there, and it's 2-2 now. Jeffers has gone to that Carlos Correa strip across the bridge of his nose. Increase the breathing. 2-2 pitch. Check swing, and he couldn't hold up. Down goes Jeffers on strikes. It was a filthy slider down in the dirt. Jeffers didn't want to do it, but he did. And now it's up to Correa.
Still wouldn't give in, 2-2, but he threw that one a little bit harder. Presented it well. Late break on it.
Yeah, pretty tough pitch. And that's a veteran pitcher taking advantage of his count. Let's see what Correa can do. He lined a single to left. Drive in the Twins' only run. They trail 6-1. Base is full. And a backdoor breaking ball misses. 1 ball, no strikes. We saw Joe Ryan work out of a situation like this on our last road trip. First Houdini of the year for the Twins.
Carlos 0 for 7 runners at score with bases loaded.
He watches a ball wide and the count 2-0. Well, this is a good time to
break out.
He's due. 2 balls, no strikes. So very different than the Jeffers at bat. But still don't expect Corbin to give in. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and popped up. He popped him up near Semien at second base. Semien's under it. Semien waiting for it to fall. He's got it. And a Houdini from Patrick Corbin. He loads the bases and then knifes through the top 3 hitters in the Twins order. And the rate.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do it like a brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
Seemed great, and I've played against the Twins since 2022, and it seems like a real close-knit group, and so I'm excited to be a part of it.
Wentz hasn't appeared in a game since May, so he is well rested to potentially make his Twins debut in long relief.
Well, let's hope they don't need him in long relief. Let's hope Bailey Ober can get back on the horse here, John. 52 pitches for Ober through 2. He faced all 9 Rangers in the second. He's Evan Carter here in the third and starts him off with a strike, and the count is 0-1. A rough second, to say the least. Pitch on the way to Carter. That's low, and the count is 1-1. And just interested to see, Danny, can he stay out of those hitters' counts? Now, we saw ball 1, ball 2, ball 3 a handful of times in the second. This one bounced to the right side. France grabs it, flips it over to Ober covering, and he's there in time, and that's a 3-1 put out of Carter for the second time today. Suites at Target Field can accommodate groups of many sizes and are now available in 5-game packages. Entertain your clients, build relationships, and enrich your company's culture. Learn more and secure your suite at twins.com/premium. Hitter is Berger, homered. Last time up, a line drive just over the left field wall. First pitch breaking ball swung on and missed. That was at the top of the zone. Big sweeper up. So Bailey elevating that pitch to get ahead in the count. And maybe when you don't have your best stuff, Danny, which is often for pitchers, that's when you really have to figure it out. You have to pitch. You can't just throw. This ball popped up down the right field line. It's 0-2.
Sometimes, Chris, if your pitch is, and I don't have command of that pitch right now, early in the ballgame, I still got to stay with it. Because sometimes you'll see, okay, maybe the breaking ball will come to me in the second, third or fourth inning.
0-2 swung on a missed, and down goes Berger. Second strikeout for Ober and 2 quick outs for Bailey here in a bounce-back third. Josh Young will bat. But you hear pitchers talk a lot about, I didn't have my slider early, but I kept throwing maybe my changeup to get the feel back on the slider, or use a fastball to get back to a slider.
Ober, his bread and butter is a spot fastball and the changeup. And that was a good one right there.
Yeah, big swinging miss from Young, and the count is 0-1. Another changeup there, first pitch changeup. Just below the zone, just disappears at the last instant. Ober's a little sharper here in the third. Just misses off the outside corner with a slider, 1-1. Six-1 lead for Texas. We're in the third. Pitch on the way wide, and it's 2-1. Hey, elevate your gaming experience as a member of Treasure Island's Passport Club. Join for free, and you'll receive access to exclusive benefits, promotions, and more. Visit TICasino.com for details. The 2-1. Swung on a missed, and the count is 2-2. Bailey Ober, Danny, has been more in the zone here in the third inning than in the first two innings combined.
You know, sometimes you go and you get in the dugout after that long inning. You get to kind of recharge your batteries a little bit. Maybe talk to a coach, talk to a player, and just kind of reprogram what's in between your ears.
He's using the heater a lot more and effectively here in this inning. The 2-2 in the air, right center field. That's going to find the ground all the way to the wall. Young takes the turn at first, headed for second, and he'll speed in with a 2-out double here in the third inning. Hit it hard. That was a fastball, and it was actually out and away. And Young did what a good hitter should do. He went out and drove that ball where it was pitched.
Yeah, I think if you look at his hot spot, he likes that ball middle up away.
Boy, gets the arms extended out there.
Yeah, it's a guy that you like to crowd a little bit.
Here's Adolis Garcia. He walked. Really was the start of the 2-out avalanche. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Remember, he walked and then he was jumping around at first base and kind of created the balk on Ober. And then he scored easily on a Higashioka RBI single. Higashioka was the first of a slew of guys who jumped ahead 2-0, 3-0. Breaking ball off the plate away cannot induce a swing. It's 1-1. Runner at second base, 2 out. So important for Ober to get out of this with a 0 on the board. Bullpen quiet now as he's righted himself. Bailey delivers. This one swung on a miss, 1-2. When he came at him with a fastball at the top of the zone at 89 miles an hour against a slugger like Garcia, and Garcia just corkscrewed himself. The 1-2. Swung on and hit high in the air to left field. Bader drifting back, feeling for the wall. He's on the warning track. He'll make the catch, and Bailey Ober, nice job, young man. A bounce-back inning in the third, a 2-out double, but nothing more. Still 6-1 Rangers. We go to the home third on your home for Twins Baseball.
Not one, but 2 pairs of tickets to see James Taylor. Listen to win them tomorrow morning on CCO.
You know that feeling when you're about to cut into a juicy steak and hope it tastes as perfect as it looks? Well, worry no more. The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether on the stovetop, oven, or grill. The probe is inserted into your food and connected wirelessly to an app. Once you select your desired doneness, the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill or the turkey out of the oven. It's that simple. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Twins fans, ever face the aftermath of a storm? It can feel like a lot, but Hoffman Weber is here to help. When storms hit, we hit back harder. As your roofing, siding, window, and storm damage specialists, we're here to assess the situation and leave your home better than before. Visit us at hoffmanweber.com to learn more today. Let us take this one thing off your plate so that you can get back to cheering on your favorite home team. Hoffman Weber Construction, an official partner of the Minnesota Twins.
Looking for a new Jeep? You can't beat the selection at Park Jeep. Plus, you'll save with low financing and extra Park Jeep discounts. And when it's time for service, our team steps to the plate. Selection, savings, and service. The triple play from Minnesota's Jeep store, Park Chrysler Jeep in Burnsville.
Lakeville Liquors is your one-stop shop for affordable alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. With 4 locations and a massive selection, you'll be the rock star host of the season, only at Lakeville Liquors. Visit lakevilleliquors.com or download our app today.
Auto Owners is local, personal, and affordable. That's simple human sense.
Ask Agency 10 in Maple Grove if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Well, the Twins had a golden opportunity, and they let it slip aside in the second, hoping to cash in the third with Ty France leading off. And he takes low, 1 ball, no strikes. Patrick Corbin put the first 3 men on in the first inning, gave up just 1 run. He put the first 3 men on in the second inning, didn't give up a single run. Now France watches down and in, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes to Ty France. 6-1 Rangers. And Corbin has suffered with a lack of run support. No such problem today. This ball lashed into center field. Carter coming on, reaches up, nearly overran that ball, but he snares it out of the sky for a line drive out number 1. And we'll take 10 seconds for station identification on your home for Twins baseball.
AM 830 and 102.9 FM HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. The voice of Minnesota and the home of Twins baseball. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Royce Lewis will bat, and the first pitch to Royce, backdoor slider for strike, 0-1. Corbin had gone 16 2/3 innings over 3 starts since the Rangers last scored a run while he was in the ballgame. That's a long time. As Lewis takes in, and the count is 1-1, so they promptly get him a leadoff homer in the first today while he was still warming up, and then add 5 more in the second. Pitch to Royce, a bouncing ball to third. Caught Young kind of in between, but he stays with a low hop, picks it up, and throws out Royce Lewis. 2 out for Castro. Well, he nearly got himself in trouble on that one.
Yeah, he recognized, okay, I'm not going to get that real cherry hop. Let me go get it. And the last minute kind of reached out, recognized that, and got the easy little short hop and made the throw.
Yeah, nice adjustment there by Young. 2 quick outs. Here's Willie. So after Bailey goes out and gets you 0, you'd like to make Corbin work a little bit. Castro lines this one to center field right at Carter, and Corbin says, I think I've worked enough. That is a 7-pitch inning as the Twins go in order in the home third. We've played 3 all Rangers, 6-1 on your home for Twins baseball.
From first pitch to final out, this is your...
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I'm from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me. And we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We went like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward. And that's really why I started it, to have impact.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to beat a judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
Is it straight protein?
Yeah.
Twins win, and Twins Game Day Bingo. Play Game Day Bingo daily from 12 to 10 p.m. at your favorite local bar.
Pilot is the region's largest charitable gaming provider. So when you play Pilot games, your team wins too.
Find a location near you and join the fun. Follow us on social media at Pilot Games MN.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
This portion of Twins Baseball brought to you by United Healthcare, your hometown health plan. Learn more at UHC.com. It's 6-1 Rangers. To turn things around, here's Danny Gladden.
Well, thank you, Chris. Good afternoon, everybody. Number 9 hitter Higashioka will bat. Single RBI last time up as Bailey Ober delivers a slider that's in there for strike 1. Higashioka, 15 ribbies, just 1 home run. More of a defensive catcher. Any offense is a bonus. And there's quickly strike 2 on a fastball on the outside corner. I was reading a note here on him that the ERA for the pitchers when Higashioka is catching is 2.61. Pitch outside in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's second in the American League. And some of those numbers you kind of pay attention to them. Sometimes you don't. And a pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3, locked him up. Strikeout number 3, out number 1 here in the top half of the 4th inning. And top of the order, here's Josh Smith. He has reached both times, homered, walked. He has scored 2 of the 6 runs. 6 runs, 5 hits. Off speed, up and away, ball 1. Smith, first 2 nights, played first base today. He is the Texas Rangers shortstop. Talk about versatile. And missed on the, got the inside corner for a strike. Pretty good road trip, 10 for 32, couple of ribbies. 4-game hitting streak. Left-handed batter. There's a fly ball into center field. Buck coming on. Buck will get there in time. All held up long enough for Byron to kind of range into right center field. Out number 2.
It's one of those plays where you see some players on other teams, make a diving catch on that ball in the gap. And Byron, because of his jumps and his speed and where he's lined up, he makes it look easy. Like that's just a can of corn in his back pocket. Had to slow himself down.
Here's Langford, 2 homers in this series and 6 driven in. This is down and away. 2 down, bases empty. Pitch count now at 76 for Bailey Ober. Starting to settle down here. Get that 3rd out here. And that one missed outside. 2 balls and no strikes. He had a quick 3rd inning where he got the first 2 batters out and then gave up an opposite field double to Young, and then Garcia ended up flying out to the warning track to end that 3rd. There's a strike on the outside corner. Lance Barksdale, crew chief, starting to open up the strike zone a little bit tight to start the ball game. And that one fastball missed. Bailey's fastball had been a 93 earlier in the ball game, and now 91. And that is the 4th walk. And that, I believe, ties his career high in walks, Bailey's. So Bailey, 2-out walk. And now you get Seager. Ground ball right side. Should do it. Fielded by Brooks Lee and retires Seager on a weak ground out. Strand 1. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Twins Baseball. What can you get for $1? All insulation.
Here we go. Classic road. My 2 Red Sox, because there's 2 here.
Time up, pulls this one foul, 3rd base line. That base hit now, 12-game career high. Hitting streak for Brooks Lee. 3 for 5 in this series. Pitch count about 55 right now for Corbin. That's a weak pop-up right side. Berger, first baseman, out. Simeon, he'll get over there. The sure-handed Marcus Simeon calls and catches out number 1. On a weak pop-up now. Batter's going to be Jonah Bride. Bride walked. His first time up. Bride in a little bit of a 0 for 16. First action here other than he pitched the other night. But went 0 for 7 on that long road trip. And the pitch is low ball 1. Bader due up next. Three homers so far for the Texas Rangers. They had a pitch in there for a strike. Rangers have homered in every game so far in this series. And a swing and a miss. Went off speed. Twins need a couple of guys on and then get ball in the seats. You look at Patrick Corbin, 3-5. Pretty good ERA for him at 3.52, but he's given up 10 home runs. Pitch down and in. Evens it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, he walked a tightrope the first 2 innings and came out of it with just 1 run allowed after giving up 6 base runners with nobody out.
Here 2-2. Swung on and missed. Chase down and in. Strikeout number 4. So 2 down, bases empty. Here's Bader to bat. Bader singled on the first pitch he saw. Back in the second inning, and that base hit loaded the bases up. And then a pop-up by Bucks into the infield. Strikeout by Jeffers on a check swing, and then a pop-up Correa. Twins had a big opportunity right there. And there's a strike to Bader. Nubber off the end of the bat. That's going to go foul. Twins have a body on the bullpen mound out there, but nobody is throwing. Had Cole Sands earlier. And the 0-2 swung on a tap foul.
Yeah, Sands still kind of walking around out there, and the rest of the troops are doing some jogging and exercises.
Yeah, they're getting ready in just anticipation and really not knowing, and that's what you like about the bullpen guys. I don't know, the phone rings, who it's going to be, but if it is me, I'm going to be ready. Just doing some exercises, getting the heart rate up a little bit, some blood flowing.
And Bailey has changed the script by coming back out with 2 strong innings after the rough second.
And he'll be out for the top of the 5th as well. And a pitch. Fouled off right side.
Danny, I would imagine if you're a hitter a day like this, the way Corbin's gone, you come back and you're like thinking you let him off the hook. Is that fair as a hitter?
Yeah, well, we did on that in the second inning. Since then, it's been quiet. Bender over the plate low.
But he comes out, he's not throwing a ton of strikes. You're having the good grinded-out at-bats, but not able to turn those into that big inning, that multi-run inning.
Well, you're looking for some hard contact. They have a strikeout this inning by Bride. Now 0 for 17. Weak pop-up by Lee. And a swing and a miss by Bader, chased way outside. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Patrick Corbin. Through 4, it is the Texas Rangers 6 and your Minnesota Twins 1. We'll be back. You're listening to Twins Baseball.
Twins Baseball for radio. Made for News Talk 830 WCCO.
This summer, Minnesota Lottery presents a ticket from the past with a chance to win up to $88,000 in the future. The Back to the Future scratch game is available now at a retailer near you. Catch it before time runs out. Rated F for fun. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play. Back to the Future is copyrighted by Universal City Studios, LLC, and Amblin Entertainment, Inc.
Whether you're cheering for the Twins or caring for your land,
We know that you're all in all season long. And Case IH compact and utility tractors are all in too. Mowing, digging, hauling. Our equipment, designed to meet the needs of America's farm fields, makes caring for your home field easier. Your Case IH dealer can show you how our equipment can make this season a winning one. Case IH, built by farmers. Visit Truman Welters in Buffalo.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com or stop into your local Northland Ford dealer today. Only one other afternoon game running with us right now is the Nationals and Mets in Flushing. Mike Soroka on the mound for the Nats walked Soto and Lindor, and he was punished for it.
Second and third, 2 out. The 0-1 hit in the air to deep right field. This one down the line. It might go, and it is gone. A home run for Jeff McNeil. He tucked it just inside the foul pole in the right field corner. A 3-run homer. It's his 7th home run of the year. The Mets are leading by a score of 3-0.
Yeah, that's the only scoring right now. Kodai Senga threw 4 innings of one-hit baseball. 3-0 Mets, bottom 4. Guys?
Here's Marcus Semien leading off as Bailey Ober delivers a breaking ball, just missed outside, low ball 1. Just tuned in, the Twins made a trade today. Jorge Alcala was traded to the Boston Red Sox, and the Twins got a low A-ball player, Lugo, at 21 years of age, played in 44 ball games, high A Greenville, and that one missed outside, 2 balls and no strikes, and also replace Alcala on the 26-man roster. Twins activated left-handed pitcher Joey Wentz. Popped up right side. Should be playable. Ty France drifting now in foul territory and reaches up. Puts it away. Nice job. Got him a fastball away and reached for it. And Semien 0 for 3 here this afternoon. And I think the performance by Alcala the other night was kind of the final straw for him. Spent like 7 years with the Minnesota Twins. And there's a line drive down the right field line, and that ball is in the seats. A slider that Evan Carter just crushed. 7-1, Texas.
Well, he's not a big guy, but he hit that one like a big guy. 403 feet. And that one was bouncing around by the Winnebago out there. 4th of the year for Carter. And the 4th home run given up by Ober today.
Here's Berger. He has one of the 4 homers here this afternoon. He's giving up some home runs on sliders. That was a slider, changeup. But that was a breaking ball that came right into him. Ground ball up the middle, going to be backhanded by Brooks Lee. Bobbles briefly and then retires. Berger runs pretty good for a big guy. Might have started off a little bit late thinking that was a routine grounder. But once it got dropped by Brooks Lee, by then it was too late to downshift and get in the high gear.
Do you not remember last year our admonished me sternly?
Popped up off the bat of Josh Young.
You don't remember that. You blocked that out. Because I got to tell you, when you said Jake Berger runs well, my heart just swelled up like the Grinch. You got like 3 sizes bigger. I felt heard.
The pitch missed outside. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm not going to go down your rabbit hole, okay? All right? And a 1-1. Fouled straight back. Young doubled his last time up right center field with 2 outs back in the 3rd. Now, this is one of these games here that had 89 pitches for Bailey Ober. You're not going to overuse them and abuse them, and like they did with Simeon's, where he had to throw 100 and
down in KC.
Yeah, 107, 110 pitches. Pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Sim saved the day that day in Kansas City. Threw 106, I think, and he went deeper than he'd ever gone. And they were in dire need of that.
Here's 2-2 from Ober. And that one missed outside.
Not nearly the same situation here. You've got a fresh Wentz, who's a multi-inning guy. Sands is fresh. They saved a lot of their bullpen guys. You just don't want to burn a lot of your A guys if you're going to be down a bunch of runs.
Slider missed outside, a 2-out walk.
It's a new career high.
So 5 walks for Bailey Ober. And that is uncharacteristic of him. He's a guy that came in with just 15 walks, 69 innings. And here's the dangerous Garcia. Flew out to the warning track last time up. And a pitch. And that's pulled foul.
And Danny Cole is throwing now. He's up on the mound and getting loose.
They like to get him fresh inning. But Garcia, so dangerous. And he's batting 8th in this lineup. Normally he's up the top of the order. Big RBI machine. And laid off on a spinner. A little slide piece missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Higashioka would bat next if the inning continues. 4 stolen bases for Young. We saw that Texas, they still run with a big lead. And that one skied in the air. Foul.
You talked about a run producer being in the middle of the order. How about these RBI numbers? 90 in 2021, 101, 107. And then last year, a down year for him, 85. He's one of those guys that can kind of sniff it out.
Kind of a streaky guy that if he gets hot, he can carry that club. As Ober delivers. Laid off a bender. Evens it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 96 pitches for Bailey Ober here in the top half of the 5th inning. Giving up 4 home runs here this afternoon. And a 2-2. Missed outside. Overtook a step off the mound. Thinking he had strike 3, but run account full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Young will be off and running. They're holding him on. Here it is. Way outside. He walked him. So back-to-back walks, now 6 walks. Bailey Ober. And Rocco still sitting on the bench right now. Number 9 hitter. And sure enough, Rocco's going to pop out of the dugout. So hasn't signaled yet, but most likely Bailey Ober is going to be coming out of this ballgame. This pitching change brought to you by Upanor, the official plumbing infrastructure. Also building solutions partner of the Minnesota Twins. They're driving sustainable change here in Twins territory and beyond. Yeah, how about a scoreboard update with John Vitas next year on your home for Twins baseball.
Every season, CHS helps farmers win. It takes a co-op like CHS to put an all-star team into the field to drive in home run harvests. We hustle and dive to catch market opportunities to sell crops across the globe. And our power lineup provides energy options that fuel rural America. From the Farm League to the big leagues, CHS covers every base in agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Meshbesher & Spence has called Minnesota home for over 60 years. We know our state's legal system inside and out and know how to get you full and fair compensation. Meshbesher & Spence, Minnesota personal injury lawyers, Minnesotans trust. Go to meshbesher.com.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Papa John's. When the Twins win, you win at Papa John's the day after a Twins win. Get 50% off pizza when you use the promo code TwinsWin. That's 50% off pizzas at regular menu price, valid online only at participating Minnesota stores, not valid with other discounts, special crust, or limited time offers. Well, we updated you on the only major league game going on, so let's check in on High A Cedar Rapids, and they've got the lead.
1-0 Colonels, bottom 4. Cade Winquist back to work. First pitch to Braden Winokur is driven high in the air, deep to left field, and you can only say goodbye. It is a long home run, way out of the ballpark for Brandon Winokur. His second in the series, and it's 2-0 Colonels.
Yeah, 7th of the year for Twins prospect Brandon Winokur. Chase Chaney threw 5 scoreless as well. 3-0 Cedar Rapids over Peoria in the first game of a doubleheader. Guys?
It is going to be right-hander Cole Sands. Higashioka will bat, RBI single and strikeout looking. Higashioka is going to call timeout, and it was more position players weren't in position as the home plate umpire, Lance Barksdale, stepped out and called timeout. And the first pitch on the way. Swung on and lifted foul right behind home plate. Two on, two out. Bailey over 4 2/3, only 6 hits. Walked a career high. 6 runners. Gave up 4 home runs. 3 solos. Check swing, see if he went and held up, says first base umpire Ryan Addition. Texas finishing up a 3-city road trip. Got swept in Tampa, went to Washington, took 2 of 3 from them. And a pitch. Missed outside low. So they'll head home. And they get the Chicago White Sox. And a pitch. Ground ball, third base. Fields it on the short hop. Grabs it and steps on the bag. Nice play there by Twins third baseman Jonah Bride. They get 1 run on the solo homer. Up the bat of Evan Carter. New score. Rangers 7, Twins 1. You're listening to Twins Baseball.
Some things sound better on the radio. Twins Baseball on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hi, this is Danny Gladden, and Mesh, Besher, and Spence remind you that this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins. Mesh, Besher, and Spence fights for all injured Minnesotans, whether you're hurt on the job in a car accident or suffered a personal injury. They'll get you the compensation you deserve. Call Mesh, Besher, and Spence, the personal injury lawyers Minnesotans trust.
With its smart, sustainable water solutions, Pentair delivers cleaner, filtered water while helping reduce plastic bottle use at your home and now at Target Field. Bring your reusable water bottle to the ballpark and fill it up at one of the Pentair water stations located throughout Target Field. Great tasting water, less plastic. It's a home run. Visit Pentair.com/twins to learn more. Pentair, the official smart, sustainable water provider of the Minnesota Twins.
Winnebago Industries is the official outdoor adventure partner of the Minnesota Twins because Minnesota is home and we know it's great to spend time on the lake with family and friends. Visit WinnebagoIND.com to find the right Chris Craft or Barletta boat for you. Winnebago Industries. Be great outdoors.
Step up to the plate. It's Quick Trips around the bases with Mars Wrigley. Just stop by your neighborhood Quick Trip. Purchase a Twix, Snickers, M&M's, Skittles, Starburst, or Milky Way with Quick Rewards, and boom, you're in. If you're selected and the Twins hit a triple during any game, you'll score a $100 Quick Trip gift card. If they don't, the pot grows by $100 every game until they do. Visit QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Quick Trip at Mars Wrigley. Proud partners of Twins Baseball.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Hey, Byron Buxton, top of the order, leads off for Minnesota here. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Byron with the walk, pop up. Buck had the bases loaded in the 2nd inning. Twins had a chance to get back in the ball game at the time. They were down 6-1. Bases loaded, nobody out. That was a tough inning as Patrick Corbin delivers inside, ball 1. Corbin last time out against his old team, Washington, had a complete game. Lost 2-0. Ground ball, third base. That's going to go foul. He had a couple of walks in that game and 1 strikeout. And efficient, 89 pitches, 60 for strikes. That was his 7th career complete game. 1 run, 3 hits for Minnesota. The lone run coming in the 1st inning. Correa with an RBI base hit. And there's a strike as Buck kind of raised his arms up, thinking he's inside. 35-year-old left-hander, Patrick Corbin. And here it is. Again, pulled foul as Tommy Watkins has to dance out of the way. Against Minnesota, Patrick Corbin's gone 1-2 with a 7 ERA. Here it is. Swung on a miss off speed. And had Buck out in front. There's strikeout number 6. Twins starting to chase that pitch out of the zone. Burns, 9 strikeouts. That is his season high. Did that against Colorado. They did that a ton. Career high is 12. Here's Jeffers to bat, 1 out. And there's a high strike called. Jeffers coming to the ball game. He was 1 for 7 against Burns. There's strike 2. A walk and a strikeout. Jeffers now in the homestand. He is just 2 for 10 with an RBI. Timeout called. Lefty. Corbin delivers and a swing and a miss. Yep, got a piece of it. And now on the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Hey, become my Twins Choice member and gain access to this exclusive deals throughout the season. Benefits include up 25% off tickets, merchandise concessions, and so much more. And the pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air, left field shallow. Playable near the line. And that is Langford there to put it away, out number 2. Get 25% off all tickets, 25% off merchandise, also concessions, and so much more. Visit twins.com/mytwins to save today. Well, he is settling in right now. Got a 1-2-3 third, 1-2-3 fourth. Got tired of the first 2 here. Dive stop by Young. Long throw off the bat of Correa and gets him at first base. Nice play. Third baseman Josh Young. Dove to his right, came up on target throw. Another 3 up, 3 down, inning through 5. It's the Rangers 7, Twins 1. You're listening to Twins Baseball.
Selection, savings, and service. The triple play from Minnesota's Jeep store, Park Chrysler Jeep in Burnsville.
You know that feeling when you're about to cut into a juicy steak and hope it tastes as perfect as it looks? Well, worry no more. The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether on the stove, top, oven, or grill. The probe is inserted into your food and connected wirelessly to an app. Once you select your desired doneness, the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill or the turkey out of the oven. It's that simple. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Soak up sun, sand, and smart saving with a certificate at Royal Credit Union. Royal's 4.40% annual percentage yield 12-month certificate has guaranteed returns at maturity and no minimum opening balance for fast and easy opening. Open now at any Royal office or online at rcu.org/savesmart. Early withdrawal penalties could reduce earnings and principal. APY accurate as of 5/27/25. Insured by NCUA.
Dear baseball fans, swing into action with Toyota's 2025 lineup. Leading off, the RAV4, a utility all-star that delivers in the clutch. On deck, the spacious Grand Highlander, followed by the fuel-savvy Corolla. The spacious Grand Highlander, followed by the fuel-savvy Corolla. Next up, our slugger Tacoma, bringing upper deck power every at-bat. And rounding out the lineup, the playmaking all-hybrid Camry. For more, visit Toyota.com or your local dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
When the Twins win, you win at Papa John's. The day after a Twins win, get 50% off pizzas online or on the app when you use the promo code TWINSWIN. That's 50% off pizzas at regular menu price online. Valid online only at participating Minnesota stores. Not valid with other discounts, special crusts, or limited time offers.
At top of the order for the Rangers, Josh Smith leads off. First pitch from Cole Sands. Down and in, ball 1. Smith getting a start at shortstop. A little 4-game hitting streak for him. Homered. Second pitch of the ballgame. And this one runs outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's a guy I think you got to watch play a little bit more to find out how versatile this guy is. Played first base first couple of games. Play some outfield. There's a line drive base hit. Solid knock to left field. Leadoff man on. And that'll get Wyatt Langford to the plate. Let's head on down to the farm. How about the minor league update? How about St. Paul right-hander Marco Rea? Threw 5 scoreless innings last night, allowing just 2 hits, struck out 3. Deshaun Kersey Jr. gave the Saints that lead in the 7th with an RBI single. Held on for a 5-4 win over the Indianapolis Indians. 3-run homer off the bat of Langford. That was in the 2nd. Pulls this one foul. Langford, pretty good outfielder. He runs well. 11 stolen bases, leads his club in that category, and also leads the club with 13 home runs now. Smith can run a little bit. Good lead. Dave Bender drops in there for a strike.
Talented kid, just 23 years of age, Danny, and again, I think you're just scratching the surface on what he's going to become. He's also a very proficient defensive player in left field. This is one of the better defensive units you'll see.
1-1, and the dirt blocked nicely by Jeffers. Kept that ball right in front of him.
I look at Smith, you were talking about having to watch him a while. No, he's not unlike a Willie Castro, where he's probably in your lineup every day, but he could be in a different spot nearly every day. And those players are so valuable over the course of a grinding long season.
Yeah, giving Seager a break at short today. Swung on, hit down the left field line, get foul. That ball is foul. Home run distance, but that hooked foul at the end.
He's got some pop in that bat, though, Langford.
Would you say that its Globe Life Field is homer-friendly like the other ballpark?
Boy, you know, we haven't been there enough, but I feel like the ball carries pretty well. It didn't have that jet stream to right center that the outdoor park had.
Pitch in tight.
I mean, there were nights when it would get hot and muggy, and it felt like any pop-up to right center field was going to end up in the grandstand.
Yeah, I thought that, it still might fly out that way a little bit. Not sure how often. I know in the summertime they wanted the roof, they wanted air conditioning, they wanted fans to come out. Here's a pitch. Swung on a miss. Nice job, Cole Sands. 90-mile-an-hour cutter down and away. The old ballpark was only 20 years old, but they were able to kind of get a new stadium built with a roof on it. They looked at adding a roof to the old stadium. Wasn't going to work. Here's Seager to bat, and he takes it in there for a strike.
I always did like the old ballpark. I thought it was pretty. It had elements of different ballparks. They had a little Tiger Stadium in right field. They had a little Yankee Stadium in center field. A little Baltimore outside with the brick.
Tapper foul, first base. He's in the hole, no balls, and 2 strikes. Yeah, the fans, stopped coming out.
It was so hot.
It was too hot for them to come out there.
Well, we talked about the players, too, and we talked about it when we were in Tampa. Every year the Rangers would get off to a good start, and by the time August came around, they would just wilt.
Yep. But they were, they would pick their days, take BP, and win not to. They were able to sign Seager and Marcus Semien long term. Here's 0-2. Missed high and away.
Well, it doesn't hurt when you move into a new ballpark and you win a
World Series
in that ballpark.
Cha-ching. The cash register's full. Brinks trucks. They're backing up every day.
It's quite a complex down there.
Here it is. Strike 3 looking. He knew it. Seager just can't get going. He's now just 2 for 26, now 2 for 27 on this road trip. Snapped an 0 for 25. So back-to-back strikeouts. Smith, leadoff single, still at first base. Marcus Semien, one of the hotter hitters right now for this Texas Ranger ball club. Here it is. Fouled back to our right.
A couple of gloves were up for that one, and the young fan with the glove, he didn't get it cleanly, but he got it. Wearing a Mauer jersey and a Royce Lewis hat. Joey Wentz is up and throwing to the bullpen.
Smith at first, good lead, 2 down. Hey, Bender's down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, that complex down in Arlington, you've got Globe Life. Then right next to it is the old ballpark. They still use it for high school games and for football. And then you've got Jerry World there, the Cowboys stadium. They've got Texas Live as a bunch of bars and shops and restaurants. There's a few hotels, and it's a whole deal. It's a giant complex.
It's a destination place.
Yeah.
There's so much going on there.
When they won the World Series, the parade wasn't through Dallas. It was through that complex.
Fouled off again right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And the complex in Arlington, it's situated essentially equidistant between Fort Worth and Dallas. And you go to Arlington for 2 things. You come to go to an event at that complex, or you go to the various amusement parks and water parks they've got out there.
Sands out of the stretch. Here it is. Fouled off again.
I like it because the engineer in the booth is so high and off to the side that you can't even hear him. They're just staring at a wall for the whole game, so they don't bother you while you're trying to broadcast from that altitude.
Smith still at first. And a 1-2 pitch. Lined into shallow center field. Late break buck still coming on. Won't get there. That's going to land for a base hit. Smith will advance to third. Just off the end of the bat. No chance for anybody. So the inning continues.
That's the old changeup, right? A big swing, but he barely clipped it off the end of the bat. So as an outfielder, you see the big swing. You step back, and then it's just a little parachute job in his shallow center.
Well, here's a guy who sold a homer last time up. His 4th. He had tapped out twice to Ty France at first base. So Simeon, he runs a little bit, but Texas up 7-1 on 8 hits. They've hit 4 home runs. As Cole Sands checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Line drive, base hit into right center field. Simeon around second. He'll make it to third. Throw back in and a 2-out base hit. And now it's 8-1 Texas. That was well stroked by Carter. Well placed.
He's having a series, isn't he? He was struggling. Got 3 hits on Sunday in Washington, then 3 hits here on Tuesday, and he hasn't quit hitting. And we've seen him hit the ball to left, hit the ball to right, hit the ball in the air, hit the ball in the seats.
The only blemish was the ball he didn't catch the other night against, was it Willie Castro?
Yeah, the triple.
Here's a bender in there for a strike to Berger. Berger getting a shot playing first base today.
One of those series where you look up and you're like, I don't understand how this team is last in the league in all these offensive categories. We heard the numbers, we read the numbers, but it doesn't match with what we're watching.
They've been so inconsistent the other night, 17 hits. And then they'll go to sleep with a 3-hit night. Runner goes, pitch is taken, no throw down to second base. So Carter steals a base. Tough pitch right there for Jeffers. As a catcher, you're coming up to get into a throwing position, and it happens to be a slider down and in the dirt. So I'm coming up, and now I got to stop, redirect, and backhand it. And a 1-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Here comes Simeon. Here comes Carter. And like that, it is 10-1, Texas. All with 2 outs. Stolen base was big. And it does look like Rocco's out of the dugout. And we have another pitching change. Is brought to you by Uponor. Leading with water, enriching lives together throughout Twins territory. Another scoreboard update with John Vitas next year on your home for Twins baseball.
Baseball season full swing, and just as the Minnesota Twins count on a winning team, you can count on Uponor for plumbing that performs season after season. With reliable, resilient systems designed to last, Uponor is committed to sustainability, delivering efficient solutions for homes and businesses. The Twins trust Uponor, and so can you. Learn more at uponor.com. That's UPONOR.com.
Play ball!
The next time you visit the Twin Cities, stay at the Lofton Hotel, conveniently located across the street from Target Field and connected to all of downtown's offerings via Skyway. This Twins hotel partner offers great rates and beautiful accommodations. And you can take the elevator home after the game.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com or stop into your local Northland Ford dealer today. Checking back in on the only other game going in baseball, the Mets have had it on.
2-0 to Nimmo, hit high in the air to right field, pretty deep. Down the line, a lot of hang time. It is gone! A home run off the facing of the Coca-Cola corner in right field. Brandon Nimmo, who homered twice last night, hits number 13 on the year. He's hit more homers against the Nationals.
Yeah, 3 homers in the last 24 hours for Nimmo. He's got 13 on the year. Kodai Senga out of the game after 5 2/3 scoreless. Fellas?
Well, here's Joey Wentz to make his Twins debut. Picked up off the waiver wire on Wednesday from the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was DFA'd on Saturday. Appeared in 19 ball games for the Pirates this season. Went 2-1 with a 4.15 ERA. Logged 26 innings. Did walk 11, had 22 strikeouts. So here he is. Had a pretty good year, 46 games last year in his second full season as a reliever. On here to face Josh Young and the first pitch in tight. Look out. 2 in here, 3 in here in the top half of the 6th inning. Rangers, crooked numbers. Fouled off. 1 in the first, 5 in the second. Took a couple innings off, got 1 back in the 5th, and then played it 3.
What's crazy in a 10-1 game is that you go back to the bottom of the 2nd, bases loaded, nobody out for the top of the order, and it could have been a very different scenario.
Yeah, momentum shifted right big time, pitch down and in.
Fell behind big, but you had your chance. You loaded them up, nobody out. Corbin's on the ropes, your best hitters. And once Patrick Corbin got through that, he's been untouched. 12 in a row since loaded the bases with nobody out in the 2nd.
Here's 2-1. Little jam shot. That's going to land for a base hit out in right center. Again, the runner first and third. That is Berger going to make it to third. So a little jam shot base hit. And that'll get Garcia to the plate. Here's the 8th man to bat here. They batted around in the 2nd. The Twins are going to head to Houston. And for Houston, going to get Chris Paddock. Houston has TBA, Joe Ryan, and then Simeon Woods Richardson on a 3rd game. Hit high in the air, left center field. Bader back. Bader back. Bader looks up, and that's out of here. 13-1, Texas. Garcia missed one in the 7th inning. He didn't miss that one. 5th home run hit by the Rangers here this afternoon. So the Twins pitchers, that's 6 home runs they've given up today. Higashioka bats. As Wentz delivers a curve. That's high.
Rangers aren't going to want to leave.
And way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Just got blown out in the opener. I think Joe DeBride, he pitched in that ball game. Fouled off to our left, hit Corey. Cut, missed, a little low. Two balls and a strike, 2 down. 6 runs, 6 innings. And a swing and a miss. Joey Wentz, nothing overpowering. Out of the stretch, nobody on. Fly ball right field should do it. Willie Castro back. Castro calls and catches. And the inning is over. 6 runs, 6th. New score is the Rangers 13, Twins 1. You're listening to Twins Baseball.
Not one, but 2 pairs of tickets to see James Taylor. Listen to win them tomorrow morning on CCO.
Menards has all the tools and fasteners you need to finish your home improvement project. Whether you need standard nail general construction or specialty nails for specific applications, you'll find them here. New Fast nails are made in the USA with the highest quality steel and have superior holding power. Check out our entire selection of New Fast nails in store today and see the rest of our deals in our flyer on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
Bring the fun to family time with a visit to Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Start by making a splash and memories at the lagoon. Our indoor water park includes a lazy river, an activity pool, and more exciting features. Then hit the lanes at Island Extreme Bowl for some family-friendly competition before you head to our luxurious hotel for a relaxing night away. Book your stay now at ticasino.com. Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Destination fun.
This is Corey Provis with my wife Dana. After 13 years calling Twins baseball, I've seen some great defense. If you're dealing with pests in your own home, you need Plunkett's Pest Control for the best defense in Twins territory.
As a Minnesota family-owned and operated company for over 100 years, and more recently women-owned and operated for the last 22 years, Plunkett's local technicians will ensure your home is a no-pest zone. With responsible treatments for your pets and the environment, slide into pest-free living with Plunkett's. Visit plunketts.net today.
Put your ear to a seashell, you hear the beach. When you open a Corona, you can taste it. Corona, La Playa awaits. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Hey, here come the Twins. It's going to be Ty France, Royce Lewis, Willie Castro. 13-1 here on Getaway Day. France so far 0 for 2. As Patrick Corbin delivers, and that's in there for a strike. Twins just 3 hits. Got 1 in the first, 2 in the fourth. And since then, nothing. 12 in a row retired by Patrick Corbin in a swing and a miss. Ty France in a hole, no balls, and 2 strikes. And here it is, high and away. Bullpen quiet, and again, you said Patrick Corbin had a complete game. His last time out, 80 pitches right here. And here it is, tap foul on a bender. And you got a veteran in Bruce Bochy, is no longer on that top step. He's sitting back. He had an off day when they rolled in here. He went fishing. And this pitch is fouled off the foot of Ty France.
How'd he do?
They said they did okay. It was that windy day.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Whitecaps out there. He had lunch out there. But and then he said some of the other players also went out fishing, but they went to a different lake. But
I know a bunch of them golfed. I know there were some folks down at Legends.
Check swing didn't go.
I know Mike Maddox, big golf guy, and he was calling in some favors at various courses. Golfed a couple of times here in the Twin Cities.
Here's the 2-2 on the way. Fouled off.
If I had an off day, if I was visiting the Twin Cities and I had an off day, absolutely, I'm booking the boat. There's no question about it.
Really? What about the weather?
Yeah,
that plays into it. Line drive, base hit right back up the middle. Nice job by Ty France now. What is that, 23 straight ball games that he has reached.
A nice piece of hitting there to break that 0 for 12.
There's Royce Lewis to bat. Lewis DH today, 0 for 2. Pop up and a ground out. Well, there's so many things to do on a day off here.
There are. For me, fishing would be number one.
Well, yeah, but I think it would depend on you what time do you get into the hotel? Strike called on the outside corner.
That's true, but I will tell you this. I look at every road city we go, whether we have a night game the first day in or an off day, and I look for fishing opportunities and wherever we can. Last year in Arizona off day, when Perkins and I got up at 4 a.m. and went fishing, had a great day in the water.
There's a broken bat base hit into left field. Well, here come the Twins. Off the end of the bat barrel down there by third base. Tommy Watkins will pick it up as Willie Castro will bat. Didn't you go to Lake Pleasant?
Yeah, I think beautiful Canyon Lake out there.
Oh,
in
it's a
Arizona.
Canyon Lake?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if that was the name, but it was in a canyon. There were some wild donkeys, big white bass in there. It was beautiful, beautiful spot. Watch the sun come up over the desert. I had no idea that Arizona had that sort of
desert
terrain you could get to. I knew it was a desert. I hadn't had a chance to get out into it, and it was stunningly beautiful.
Maddox out to talk to his pitcher right now. Just bullpen, a little left-hander warming right now for Bruce Bochy and the Texas Rangers.
It's funny, you look at the base runners, Danny, they've all been with no outs. Walk, single in the first, then 3 straight outs. Single, walk, single in the second, then 12 straight outs. And now a couple of singles here in the 6th inning. Twins do not have a base runner after an out's recorded in an inning today. That's Hobie Milner, the side-arming southpaw, who's up in the pen. Having a really good year.
And that most likely is going to keep some of our left-handed hitters on the bench. Here's Willie bat. Ground ball tap, weakly foul. Strike one. Really out in right field today. Strike out and a fly out. Hit the ball well last time up. Right to the center fielder, Carter. France, the runner at second. Royce Lewis, the runner at first. And Castro bats. That's in the dirt. 89 pitches for the lefty, Corbin.
They mentioned his complete game. He had the 8-inning complete game last time out, lost the game 2-0. He only needed 89 pitches to go 8 innings in that one.
Different lineup he's facing. And he swung at a foul tip. That's his best fastball right there, 92. With sink to it. 12-year big leaguer Patrick Corbin at 3-5. Lefty sets. Line drive, base hit down the left field line. Ty France will be waved around. He'll score. Lewis into third base. He'll hold up there, and it's a double. RBI, 13-2.
Good at bat from Willie Castro. Continues to swing the bat well from the right side of the plate, not giving up on it despite being down a dozen. And again, 3 straight base runners. They did it in the first, did it in the second, and they've done it here in the 6th with nothing in between, and that's going to be the end of the line for Corbin.
Yep, and Bochy going to pop out of the dugout. Pitching change. Brought to you by Uponor, leading the water, enriching lives. Together throughout Twins territory. Scoreboard update with John Vitas next year on your home for Twins baseball.
2 bands, 1 night. Bachman Turner Overdrive. The Marshall Tucker Band. Roll on down the Highway 2025 tour. Saturday, July 19th, live at the Treasure Island Amphitheater. With guest Jefferson Starship. A night of vintage PTO. A night of classic Marshall Tucker Band. Tickets on sale now at TICasino.com.
Your select Heartland Chevy dealers, proud sponsors of Minnesota Twins baseball and home to fan favorite Chevy Silverado, offering 4 powerful engine choices and advanced tech for a stronger connection. Visit ChevyDealOnline.com to find a dealer near you.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Papa John's. When the Twins win, you win at Papa John's the day after a Twins win. Get 50% off pizzas when you use the promo code TwinsWin. That's 50% off pizzas at regular menu price. Valid online only at participating Minnesota stores. Not valid with other discounts, special crust, or limited time offers. We are throwing it back to last night. A whole lot of good games across baseball. The Rays and Red Sox were all tied up at 3 until this.
2-0 to Toro. The pitch is driven high and deep into center field. It is gone! Toro says adios, and the Red Sox lead it 4-3.
That 5th homer of the year for Abraham Toro. It sends the Red Sox home winners. Marcelo Meyer, their big prospect, with 2 homers earlier in the game as well. Danny?
There's going to be left-hander sidearm Hobie Milner. He's been around 5 years in the big leagues last 3 years. Been with Milwaukee, and they abused him. 73 ball games, 61 ball games last year, 67 year before that. Able to give him some innings. Signed as a free agent this year by Texas. So he's on with nobody out. Second and third, one in, 13-2. The batter's going to be Brooks Lee. First pitch is low ball 1.
That durable left-hander gives you a funky, different look. He's from Texas, played at the University of Texas, lives in the Dallas area where he was raised.
And 1-0. Bender got to play below.
My favorite thing about Hobie Milner, not the delivery, the low average against, the fact that his name was inspired by a character on Baywatch.
And there's a Bender that's in there for a strike.
That's why you read.
Do I need to dig a little deeper? I mean, what?
I'm sure you watched a lot of Baywatch. You were a big Hasselhoff guy back in the day.
What? Baywatch. Hasselhoff. Then a tapper past the pitcher's mound. Tough play. Smith at short comes up, throws in time. Run will score. 13-3, Texas. How do you have time to watch all that stuff?
I didn't say I watched it.
Well,
I know about it. It's part of the societal conversation.
In the radio booth?
Just read the media guide. So you asked politely for media guides, and I'm taking through, and I think it's interesting. A guy named Hobie, where's the name come from? We found out.
Bride takes it in there for a strike.
A bunch of Baywatch fans out there thinking, yeah, now I know.
Okay, was there a character
Apparently
named
there
Hobie?
was. I actually honestly
That's all you know?
I didn't watch the show, so I don't know who the character Hobie was.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bride trying to snap an 0 for 17, trying to turn Atterbury's mic off. (13-3), and there's a big old. That's the Frisbee curveball. That's a legitimate sweeper because there's no tilt to it. It's just a Frisbee kind of backdoor, but he keeps it low in the zone. Runner at third, 1 out, and a swing and a miss.
So what's the plan as a right-handed hitter against that lefty Frisbee? What's the approach?
You got to wait because it's not coming in hard. His sinker right there, 86. Just got to wait for it, but strike 3 looking. Changeup at 80. So picks up a strikeout. And everything he throws, Chris, is down in the zone. So basically what you want to try to do is I would move back in the box, move the catcher back, move the umpire back. Now he's got to throw it about maybe 5-6 more inches farther. But force him to get the ball up in the zone. Maybe stand a little more upright. As Bader bats with a runner at third. 2 down, 2 in here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
So you back up.
I move the catcher back.
The catcher's back. Target now is different optically. So if he throws that same pitch, it's going to be low.
Fly ball, shallow center field. Tough play. Here comes Carter. Carter's been good this series. The Twins, though, played a couple. They leave 2. New score. It is the Rangers 13, Twins 3. We'll be back. You're listening to Twins Baseball.
You can't get more Minnesota than Twins Ball on News Talk 830 WCCO.
612 Saturdays are back at Target Field. Enjoy $6 drinks, $1 snacks, and $2 food when gates open.
I'm from the 952. Can I enjoy 612 Saturdays?
The 952 is welcome.
I'm from the 218.
218, 651. Everyone is welcome at 612 Saturdays.
I'm from the 313. How about me?
That's Detroit.
Yeah.
Sure. Enjoy the weekend wind-up with 612 Saturdays presented by Carbliss. $6 drinks, $1 snacks, and $2 food. When we're together, the Twins rise as one. Join in at twins.com/tickets.
Twins fans looking for a player that always hits for the cycle? That's Chevy Silverado. From strength and dependability to capability and advanced tech, this truck steps up to the plate and crushes big league challenges every day. Plus, with roll-formed high-strength steel and impressive cargo volume, you also get the hardest working bed in the business. Your select Heartland Chevy dealers, proud sponsors of Minnesota Twins baseball. For current offers and to find a dealer near you, visit ChevyDealOnline.com.
Let's get you caught up to speed in this one, brought to you by Pilot Games. When you play Pilot Games, your community wins. Both teams were able to score a run in the first. Twins tied the game up on a Carlos Correa RBI single. They left the bases loaded, though, in the second. Texas has put up a couple of crooked numbers in this game. 2 homers as part of a 5 spot in the second. And then in the sixth, they scored a ton against the Twins bullpen.
On a third game. Hit high in the air, left center field. Bader back. Bader back. Bader looks up, and that's out of here. 13-1. Texas. Garcia missed one in the 7th inning. He didn't miss that one.
And that was homer number 8 on the year for Adolis Garcia. 5 homers in total for the Rangers. 13-3 going to the 7th.
And this portion of Twins Baseball is brought to you by your select Heartland Chevy dealers. Like you log on to ChevyDealOnline.com. Find the dealer near you. Top of the 7th, here's Chris.
And here's Josh Smith against Joey Wentz. In the first pitch, ripped foul down the right field line. The count 0-1. New alignment defensively. Castro now in left. Bader moves to center. Wallner is the new right fielder, so Buxton's done. Bride still at third. Brooks Lee goes to short. Clemens at second. France at first. Vasquez catching, so Correa is done. And the pitch from Wentz is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. His second inning of work. Worth noting again, going back to the previous half inning, Twins get a couple runs, but still no base runners after an out's recorded. First 3 reached and then 3 outs. As a pitch low and the count is 2-1. 3 innings with the first 3 batters reach, and that's it. No other base runners the entire game for Minnesota. Smith's had a good series. Playing at shortstop today. Left on left here, and he pops one up. Bride and Jeffers convening up the third base line. It's Ryan's ball, and Jeffers makes the catch in foul ground. So 1 away, and the hitter will be Wyatt Langford. Final game of this road trip for the Rangers, 9th game. They went from Tampa Bay to Washington, here to Minnesota. They will head home. The Twins, meanwhile, road trip forthcoming after the homestand doesn't quite go the way they had envisioned. It's a pitch wide and the count 1-0. I think the long road trip took something out of them. They went 5-5, felt okay about it, despite the loss on that last day in Sacramento, but came back 3 really competitive games with Toronto, dropped 2 of them. Good win yesterday, but a couple of blowouts here with the Rangers. It's a big swing and miss by Langford, 1-1. And it won't get easier. They'll go to Houston to see first place Astros club. And I think, again, that's going to be a good matchup. And I like the pitching matchups as well. Swing and miss by Langford. Helmet comes off, and the count is 1-2. The Twins got Paddock going in game 1 against Colton Gordon. He's a lefty. And then the one I really like is the Saturday game. If you like pitching, I think you're going to want to tune in on Saturday. Joe Ryan and Hunter Brown. 1-2 pitch. Fouled away down the right field line. I thought Brown's performance here at Target Field earlier this year was the best individual pitching performance we've seen.
Here at the ballpark.
Yeah, by an opposing starter.
Yes.
He's 8-3 with a 1.82 ERA. I think he and Joe Ryan are going to be all-star teammates. He's really, really good. The 1-2. Swung on and smoked foul, third base line.
Yeah, one thing about Houston, you look at them, they're in first place right now. 4 up on the Angels.
How about that? Angels, question mark?
Yeah, but they're 1 under 500. That division real soft. That's why I say Texas still has a chance, if they get going here.
If these guys hit at all, I mean, they don't all have to hit like their all-star seasons, but they have all-star caliber hitters.
Get Evaldi back. They got some pitchers that they can kind of lean on.
A 1-2, and it's low in the dirt, 2-2. Even without Evaldi, they've pitched well enough to win a lot more than they have.
Don't you think they need to lock in on a closer? They kind of a.
We haven't really had to see
the
bullpen machinations in this series, but I agree with you. I think it's nice to. I think it's a bit of a red flag if the guy who was your closer is now part of your bullpen you throw when you're down 6 runs. I think that's an interesting scenario. Is a foul tip in and out of the glove?
Chris, one thing about Houston, you go in there 37 games over 500. They've won 6 out of their last 10. Their home record, 23-13.
Yeah, they love
one of the best home records in the American League.
It's a great environment. Their team is tailored to that ballpark, that short box and left. I think gets some visiting hitters out of sorts. The 2-2 checked at, didn't go. It's 3-2. But I think this Rangers team, Danny, again, if they just hit some, I mean, they don't have to be otherworldly, but if Seager, Semien, Carter, I like the names you're penciling into this lineup. 3-2 pitch, and that's down. Yes, it's down for ball 4. Wentz walks him. When you talk about the bullpen, we saw this club a couple of years ago, and we played them back-to-back series. Played them here, one other series, then went to Texas. And their bullpen was an absolute disaster. And yet they went on and won the World Series because Bruce Bochy, he's not a panic guy in that dugout. As he pitched low, and I think when things are going well or when they're not going well, I think there's just a sense of calm. He's not laissez-faire. He's demanding. He's going to want you to play the right way, but I don't think he's ever going to let you panic.
But that resonates with the players.
Absolutely. Absolutely it does. He didn't win all those games by accident. The 1-0 tap foul. And obviously he had really good players, but what to me makes a great manager is a guy who's able to get the best out of the talent at his disposal.
Yep.
All these players are talented in the major leagues, and to get them mixed together and to allow them to be comfortable enough to be themselves, be who they are, be part of the bigger group with the same goal. And I just think he's so good at that. So there's a strike in the count 1-2. And Danny, it's reflected that poll we talked about, anonymous poll, what manager do you want to play for? And he was the runaway winner.
I've always said a manager has to motivate and discipline. The game management part, that take care of itself.
Yeah, I agree with you entirely.
You got to motivate them.
The 1-2 is just wide, 2-2, and you have to know, when to kick them, when to pat them on the back, when to nudge them.
Yep, and each individual is different, so I can't just use one little whip to go to everybody.
No, you got 26 different problems to solve. Pitch is down low, and that's ball 3, 3-2. There's a lefty, Danny Coulomb, up and throw in for the Twins.
Terry Francona's name was up on that list.
Yeah, those were the top 2. And no surprise. Runner at first base. It's 13-3 in favor of the Rangers, and that's another walk. So back-to-back walks here with one out in the 7th. Wentz came on for Sands. He gave up a single, then a 3-run homer, then got out of the inning with a fly ball out. Popped up Smith here in the 7th, but he's walked 2 in a row, and now Semien bats. Rangers are romping again as Jeffers slow stroll out to the mound. You can tell when a catcher has a message to deliver, and you can tell when a catcher is just kind of by a little time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there is a message with this walk out there. This is, I got to take that slow walk. Hey, how you doing? You got in late.
Have we met?
Yeah.
Hi, Joey. I'm Ryan. I'll be your catcher today. Marcus Semien's the hitter. First pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Semien was frigid to start the year. He is back to being Marcus Semien. Seager's going to get there. He's been off the the IL a couple of times, off and on with the hamstrings.
Chris, they're too good of players not to stay cold.
His numbers will be there. This ball smoked foul. I think we've seen Carter and Langford, the young guys, make strides. Right there, already a pretty good little core. Berger's hitting his home runs after a little wake-up call in AAA.
Got a good mix of guys. They really do.
Yeah. That's the team that we envision coming out of camp to be a factor in the American League West.
And I'm not sure how much Jock Peterson's going to help out when he comes back. DH kind of first base.
1-1 on the ground towards third. Picked up by Bride. He goes to second for one. The relay from Clemens is not in time on the backside. A little bit of hesitation there as Bride fumbled it coming out of his glove. But they get Seager for a force out at second base. Semien speeds across the bag at first, and they're on the corners now for Evan Carter. Rangers, all year long, they've had a bunch of pitchers injured, and that seems to have been the theme the last couple of years. They've still got Eovaldi, John Gray, Cody Bradford are all on the injured list. They lost Josh Sporer as a big part of their bullpen for an extended period of time. He's on the 60 as a swing and miss by Carter. The one position guy there is Jock Peterson, and again, he hasn't really been what they had hoped for. The 0-1, down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. One thing the Rangers have done in recent years, when they built the new ballpark, the visiting clubhouse and facilities are absolutely astounding. It's beautiful, luxurious. There's a 1-1 on the way and a swing and miss 1-2. Remember Kyle Gibson during the COVID year? He took us on a FaceTime tour of the home clubhouse. You and I were here, and he kind of walked us through on the iPad and showed us what it looked like. And part of the reason that visiting facility is so nice is when they go out and want to sign a guy as a free agent, that guy's thinking, if it's that nice for the guests, boy, what's it like for the home players? As a pitch down in the count 2-2. You throw in the fact that you're going to play every day because weather's not a factor with a roof. You throw in the fact that you're in a state with no taxes. It's a pretty good place to play baseball.
You know, you could look around with each club, and if you're a free agent veteran guy, you see a lot of guys that trying to resurrect their career go to Pittsburgh.
2-2 is wide, 3-2.
Regardless of what the clubhouse looks like. I'm just looking to get some innings in.
Where I can play.
Yeah, so I can, perform, play well, and then get out of there. And the Pirates are one of the teams that they do that a lot and hopefully get that player right and then be able to get some players in return for them.
3-2 pitch. Runner goes from first, and the pitch is down and away, ball 4. That's the third walk of the inning issued by Joey Wentz. Rocco Baldelli has seen enough from Joey Wentz here in his Twins debut, and he will once again dip into the bullpen. This pitching change is brought to you by Uponor, leading with water, enriching lives. Together throughout Twins territory, a scoreboard update with John Vitas is next on your home for Twins baseball.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Grown-ups, board is impossible on Kids Day at Target Field. Gate 34 becomes Bullseye's backyard. Kids' meals are half off, and kids 12 and under can run the bases. Enjoy the weekend wind-up with Sunday Kids Days, presented by Target. Join in at twins.com/tickets.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com or stop into your local Northland Ford dealer today. Well, eons ago, back in the middle of the first inning, we told you about Spencer Schwellenbach's complete game yesterday in Milwaukee. Let's show you how they got the runs in that game yesterday.
First pitch to Acuna, and he swings the hammer high in the air to deep left field. That is long gone. A 2-run home run by Ronald Acuna, blasted out of the ballpark. And the Braves have a 5-1 lead in the fourth.
And number 6 for Acuna. Michael Harris had home run number 5 as well. Braves beat the Brewers 6-2. Guys?
Welcome back to Target Field. Danny Coulomb is on to throw for the Minnesota Twins. He has been just brilliant. He hasn't given up a run in forever. none this year. Coulomb inherits a bit of a pickle. There are base runners at every inning or at every base right now. We got Langford at third. Semyon is at second. Carter is at first. Hitter is Jake Berger. Berger is 2 for 4 with a home run and a 2-run single. Berger batting right-handed against the left-hander Danny Coulomb. Coulomb, one appearance coming back off the IL. He came in and got the one man he was asked to get. Danny sets and fires, and the first pitch popped up. Center field, Bader. No, it's going to be the second baseman Clemens, who retreats and calls everybody off, makes the catch. And on one pitch, Danny Coulomb is out of the 7th, and we're into the 7th inning stretch. It's all Texas 13-3 on your home for Twins baseball.
It's a soundtrack for spring and summer. Twins baseball on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Here at Total Wine & More, our amazing selection means you'll always
love what you find.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Just getting a sneak peek at my Father's Day gifts.
Well, I was thinking of getting you this Barrel Select bourbon.
That's a really nice bottle.
And Total Wine has it at the totally lowest price.
Wow, you always were my favorite.
Thanks, Dad.
Talking to the bourbon, sweetie.
Find what you love what you find. Like the perfect gift for Dad at the perfect price. Only at Total Wine & More.
And drink responsibly. B21.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with Unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump.
And it's good for the environment by cutting emissions, assuming it's safe for your car.
Any car made after 2001 is good to go.
Speaking of good, it's made right here in Minnesota, which is great for our economy.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose Unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88, engine smart, earth kind. Visit mnfuels.com to learn more.
Center fielder, Byron Buxton here. It's time for the Sheboygan Sizzle.
You heard him, folks. Sheboygan Sausage Company brings the sizzle to game days.
Sausages, bratwurst, and hot dogs, fresh and hot off the grill. Your taste buds are in for a treat.
Don't miss out on the Sheboygan Sizzle. It's not just a snack, it's an unforgettable experience that'll keep Sheboygan on your mind. Find Sheboygan sausages, bratwurst, and hot dogs at Cub.
I got Sheboygan on my mind. Sheboygan.
The Twins are a team. They work together to win. Great River Energy and its member-owner cooperatives work together as a team, too, by serving more than half of Minnesota with reliable, affordable energy in a sustainable manner. Together, we power what's possible. Learn more at GreatRiverEnergy.com.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Well, Cody Clemens is going to hit for the Twins. He's facing Cole Winn on to pitch today. First righty we've seen for Texas, and he pours over a first pitch strike, and the count is 0-1. Corbin goes 5 innings and change. Hobie Milner, 1 scoreless, adding to his impressive numbers on the year. And the 0-1 to Clemens is looked at, didn't swing, and the count is 1-1. Saw a win on Friday night. Long-legged right-hander. Wynn walked a man. That was Ty France. Other than that, handled his business. Pitch delivered. Swung on a miss to breaking ball, and the count 1-2. Cole Winn appearing in just his 7th game. He's yet to allow a run. He's worked 8 innings. He's given up just 4 hits, 4 walks, 6 punch-outs. And Winn has Clemens in a 1-2 hole. 13-3 in favor of the Rangers. Clemens watches a ball wide, and the count is 2-2. Bottom of the 7th, it's picture time up here in the club level. When you get to the 7th inning, everyone turns around. It's the shot with the game in the background. As Clemens fouls one straight back, it's 2-2. There is a high school game here today. The Twins have the great series where high school teams match up. Earlier this year, Edina played Minnetonka. Then there's always an outstate matchup, usually a private school matchup. It's super cool event. And the teams generally come and they watch the big league game, and then they play as Clemens reaches out and pokes one down towards shortstop. Backhand pickup by Smith. The one-hop throw to first retires Clemens, and there's one away for Jeffers. Today, something new, though. These teams are from Iowa. As Bishop Garrigan from Northern Iowa, private school, they're playing Clarion Goldfield Dows. And so we got a bunch of folks who have come north across the border, and Imagine that. You're a young kid in Iowa. You're playing high school baseball. You get to play one of your games at a big league ballpark.
Shock me and tell me their mascot.
I don't know.
Yes,
I do
you
know.
do.
I actually do know one. As the pitch fouled away.
Yes, you do.
Bishop Garrigan is the Bears. And I know that because a woman who walks our dog for us and watches our house when we're out of town went to Bishop Garrigan, and she's at the game here today. 0-1 pitch. Strike called, and the count is 0-2.
And you asked her?
I asked her.
Yeah.
I asked her, I said, which of these schools? I knew one of the schools were hers because her folks were going to come up. And she's been helping out this week while Jess has been laid up, and the dog needs some exercise. It's the 0-2 ground ball. And she said, I'm from Bishop Garrigan. And
is she going to stay for the game?
yeah, her parents came up, and I think the whole town came up. And they're going to be here, and they're going to watch Bishop Garrigan play against the trio of Clarion, Goldfield, and Dows. 0-2. Boy, good-looking pitch. I missed somewhere, and the count is 2-2, or 1-2. But I think that's pretty neat. I mean, I just can't even imagine. I grew up in a small town a long ways from a big league ballpark, and couldn't imagine if they said, hey, guess what? You get to play in a major league stadium. 1-2 swung on a miss. Jeffers down on strikes. Now it is starting to mist a little bit here, so I hope it doesn't rain the high schoolers out. It is chasing some of the big league fans back up under the concourse as Matt Wallner will get his first at bat. Wallner played here as a high schooler. I want to say Wallner, when he was at Forest Lake, was one of the first guys to hit a home run out of the ballpark here in the state tournament, the championship games. As a ball down, it's 1-0. Target Field, part of the history of this ballpark is they would play the state championship baseball games here when the Twins were out of town and it lined up. And Wallner, I believe, was one of the first high schoolers to actually hit one out into the seats. And it's easy to believe, right? When you watch him swing.
It used to be standard at the Metrodome.
Yeah,
they would play almost every night.
At the Metrodome, you could find a game at 2 a.m. As this ball smashed into right center field. Carter, long run on his horse, won't get this one. Bounces against the fence. Wallner wheels around at first, headed for 2. And it's a double for Matt Wallner. Just like high school again for Wally. Into the gap for extra bases. And he'll be at second base for Ty France with 2 out here in the 7th. Twins down 10. Yeah, the Metrodome was so critical because if you were a Division III school or a small college somewhere in the area, even the Gophers, obviously, it's hard to get games in the spring with the Minnesota weather, and you could basically play games in the Dome, and you could play 24 hours at the Dome. High school, college, junior college. Pitch high, and the count is 1-0.
And the fact that it was AstroTurf, cut out bases, there wasn't a lot of prep that had to go in to get that field ready.
Yep. Just next, bring them up. Everyone excited to be in there. Again, you're in a big league park. It's the 1-0, hit sharply to short. Smith has it on 2 hops. Throws to first. France is retired, and the inning is over. Wallner stranded at second. We've played 7. It's all Texas. 13-3. This is your home for Twins baseball.
Not 1, but 2 pairs of tickets to see James Taylor. Listen to win tomorrow morning on CCO.
Twins game, Total Transportation. Airport, Total Transportation. Corporate events, Total Transportation. Prom, Total Transportation. Get the drift? Book at TotalLimo.com. Promo code MNTwins and get 10% off. Total Transportation.
Thank you for making Broadway Pizza a Twin Cities tradition since 1953. From our famous thin crust, original Broadway sauce, and homemade Italian sausage to our melty mozzarella, every pizza is prepared with love and appreciation. We are humbled to serve 13 communities in the metro and hope to see you soon.
Hey Twins fans, Brooks Lee here. Just like moving playing positions takes strategy and skill, managing a rental property requires the same approach. If you're looking at moving and selling your home, consider renting it out instead. My friends at Renters Warehouse help you secure the best rent price, find the right tenants, collect the rent, and handle maintenance 24/7. When I make a position change on the field, I rely on precision and support. That's exactly what Renters Warehouse provides for property owners. Visit renterswarehouse.com for a free rental price analysis.
Jim Maricchio and Dan Gladden.
Coordinated business systems, extraordinary connections, empowering people, Jim.
First, Coordinated connects companies with extraordinary technologies.
Managed IT services, solutions, and software, copy, print, phone, and video systems.
plus extraordinary support.
Support empowering people to adopt evolving technologies.
Creating more business success.
Coordinated Business Systems, empowering people.
Visit coordinated.com.
There's Minnesota Nice, and then there's Mauer Nice. This month's Mauer Nice, get up to 16% off MSRP on select Silverado 1500s. Mauer Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. See dealer for complete details.
Top of the 8th inning, and Jonah Bride is back on the mound. Fourth outing, or probably third outing for Bride in the last couple of weeks, and the first pitch line to center by Young, and it's caught by Bader for out number 1. So one pitch for out number 1 for Jonah Bride. Jonah Bride pitched in Sacramento through 2 innings there, pitched here Tuesday, did not give up a run. And Jonah Bride gets an out on a pitch here, and he'll face Adolis Garcia. Garcia, one of the 5 homers today for the visiting Rangers. He hits the first pitch high up into the left field sky, and Castro's under it, and he has it. 2 pitches, 2 outs. And Bride now, if he gets one more out, will have as many innings pitched in the last 10 days as he has at bats.
Knuckleballer. That's his go-to pitch.
Throws it for a strike right there, and the count is 0-1. Credit Bride for getting up there and throwing it over. He misses wide here, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, usually a knuckleball, the catcher changes his glove out. I don't think Jeffers even has one of those knuckleball gloves.
The 1-1. This one hit in the air to left field. Castro going back on the ball, but he makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Jonah Bride. And he says, look, guys, it's not that hard. 3 up, 3 down, 5 pitches for Bride. Go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 13-3. Rangers at home for Twins baseball.
At Target Field or on the road, the Twins are always at home on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Let's step back in time with this in Twins history, narrated by Dick Bramer.
June 12th, 1991. The Twins had yet to lose in the month of June and were looking to continue their 10-game winning streak as they took on the New York Yankees. It didn't take long for Pedro Munoz to help the Twins extend that streak.
Folks putting down a sign for Jeff Johnson. Still working out of the set with the bases loaded. And he delivers. Munoz hits a fly ball to center field, back deep. Way back, way back, way back. It is a grand slam for Munoz. 5-0 Twins. Center field wall for Pedro Munoz, a grand slam.
Munoz's slam propelled the Twins to a 6-3 win and their 11th win in a row.
To catch the next moment in Twins history, get your tickets at twins.com.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings back its most popular show of all time, Grease. It's a high-octane party that'll rock your socks off. Order today. Visit chanhassendt.com. Be there or be square.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Welcome back to Target Field. Reminder, you can stream Twins games in market with a Twins TV subscription, and now you can watch every Twins game for the rest of the season for just $37.99 with a limited-time Father's Day offer. Give your dad the gift of baseball. Twins baseball. Visit twins.tv for more information. Chris Martin is on to pitch. Don't be fooled by the 0-4. His numbers are really good. Facing third baseman Royce Lewis, and Lewis looks at a first pitch strike, and the count is 0-1. Martin in 23 games. Team's hitting $197 against him. His ERA is 1.74. 24 punch-outs, just 3 walks. He delivers, and the pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-2. Royce is 1 for 3. Again, the Twins have clumped all their base runners up with nobody out. First, second, and sixth inning, the first 3 men reached, and that is the extent till Wallner doubled with 2 outs in the 7th. This one swung on a miss, and see you later, Royce Lewis down on strikes. Chris Martin punches a ticket, and here's Willie Castro. Castro into the left-handed batter's box for the first time today. Chris Martin, actually born in Arlington, now plays his professional baseball in the city of his birth. First pitch lined into center field, and that'll sink for a base hit. Another hit for Willie. Willie Castro just keeps on swinging. He has found something. He is at first base for Brooks Lee. Martin, long and winding road, originally was drafted by, I want to say it was the Red Sox where he originally signed. You have to go through a crazy, as Detroit picked him, he didn't sign. Then Colorado picked him, he didn't sign. Then he signed with Boston as a minor league free agent. Started his career there after playing some indie ball. So he didn't sign twice, then ended up in independent ball. As a pitch popped up by Lee, and that's going to be handled at third by Young. And then the climb started, and he ended up debuting with the Rockies in the big leagues. Then it was the Mets. Then it was the Rangers after a couple of years in Asia. Then Texas again. Then Atlanta. Then the Cubs. Then the Dodgers. Then the Red Sox. Red Sox last year, and now he's back where it all began in Arlington. 2 outs facing the pitcher, Bride. And the pitch is wide. It should note the last time, technically, that a Twins pitcher homered was Chris Jimenez against Texas when he was pitching in a mop-up role. There's been much debate about whether that counts. Jimenez obviously thinks it does. Has a strike called and the count 1-1.
Do the Twins recognize it?
Well, that's the question. Jim Cott is the last pitcher. But Jimenez was like, look, man, I pitched a lot that year. I was pitching when I hit it. See if Bride can turn that trick. Fouls one straight back, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, we were talking in between. I was saying, he's throwing the knuckleball. Can you convert him into maybe possible pitcher? But you were saying that you have to designate him or get the league approval before the game that he's kind of a two-way player. Yep, you have to make that distinction, and then that does something to your roster. You either have to be short a position guy or short an arm. I think an arm is the 1-2 is taken low in the count 2-2. The Ohtani rule. Jonah Bride doing a nice job for the Twins to save some innings. But it's a job you don't want anyone to have to do, ideally. 2-2 on the ground, back to the mound. Martin flags it, and he throws over to first base, and the inning is done. Twins get a single from Willie Castro, nothing more. We go to the ninth. It's 13-3 Texas on your home for Twins baseball.
Twins baseball was made for radio, made for News Talk 830 WCCO.
He's sold more comedy albums than anyone in history. Weird Al Yankovic. The Bigger and Weirder 2025 tour. Playing his biggest hits in his biggest show ever. Weird Al Yankovic with special guest Puddle's Pity Party. Saturday, June 28th at Treasure Island Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at TICasino.com.
That's the sound of a Mountain Dew. And that's you enjoying its refreshing citrus kick. That's a cool breeze suddenly whistling through your hair.
Whoa!
That's you realizing you're now on a mountain.
This is epic!
That's you stating the obvious. That's you stepping up to the plate. That's you winning your kickball game.
Yes, let's go!
That's you taking another sip of your Do the Do.
Step up to the plate. It's Quick Trips around the bases with Mars Wrigley. Just stop by your neighborhood Quick Trip. Purchase a Twix, Snickers, M&M's, Skittles, Starburst, or Milky Way with Quick Rewards, and boom, you're in. If you're selected and the Twins hit a triple during any game, you'll score a $100 Quick Trip gift card. If they don't, the pot grows by $100 every game until they do. Visit QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Quick Trip at Mars Wrigley. Proud partners of Twins baseball.
Innovative is the hometown supplier of restroom and office essentials for the Twins. In partnership with Unibrands, we're proud to sponsor the Double Plays program, donating $100 to the InSports Foundation every time the Twins turn 2. As workplace needs evolve, count on Innovative. Learn more at innovativeos.com.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Jonah Bride back out for another inning of work, and his first pitch flutters wide to the left-handed batting Josh Smith. Smith's had a great series, big game today. Been on 3 times, scored 3 times, including a leadoff home run off of Bailey Ober. Ball 2 delivered. It's 2-0. Ober struggled. It was a 41-pitch, 5-run second that was just full of oddities for Bailey. The walk, certainly, that you don't expect to see. Fell behind consistently. Walked 3 in the inning. A balk in the inning. Gave up 4 homers today. Interesting to hear from Bailey after the ball game. As the 2-1 is there for strike 2 and 2.
You know what's good about Bailey? He will not shy away. He will be in front of his locker, and he will address it like the pro he is.
2-2 popped up. Lee is at second base. He's underneath it, and he makes the catch. Now, Bailey's a pro's pro. There's no two ways about that, and that's really what made today's outing so odd, because he's been a metronome of consistency throughout his career as a strike thrower and just looked off today, looked frustrated in the dugout afterwards. Curious to see what's going on with Bailey. Here's Wyatt Langford, and that looked like a curveball. How about a 58-mile-an-hour curveball? Somewhere is that Greinke's smiling.
Well, he's got to get all his pitches in.
Yeah, one ball, no strikes. Twists that one in. They call it a changeup. I'm going to say it's probably not a changeup, but you never know. 1-1. Pitch is wide, 2-1. He's probably working on a sinker, but he doesn't want anybody to know about it.
Yeah, you can see his arm slot.
He dropped it down.
Yeah, he drops down, gets a little sink to it.
2-1. Smashed past a diving Lewis and into left field for a base hit. So a hit for Langford, and now it's going to be Ezekiel Duran instead of Corey Seager. Well, looking at it with Hoffman-Weber, the Twins head to Houston tomorrow to take on Jeremy Pena and the Astros. Pena, 322 on the year. How about that? First pitch at 7:10. We're on the air at 6:30. Look to Hoffman-Weber Construction for all your roofing, siding, and window needs in the Metro and the Brainerd Lakes area. There's a strike called on Duran, and the count is 0-1. And again, Justin Warno will make his radio debut. Already getting teased about it as he fouls one down the right field line. Does Duran. It's 0-2. Glenn Perkins kept telling him, Dan, he kept saying, remember to say, look here, you can see this. Pretend you're...
Well, that's because they're broadcasting from the monitor.
Very different animal. The 1-2. Oh, that hit him. Didn't Duran get hit by Bride the other night? That was a curveball. But I think Duran got hit the other night, too. And he's looking out at Bride, and he's pointing to his arm. And down he goes to first base. Hit by a pitch. Someday, Ezekiel Duran will tell his grandkids about his nemesis, Jonah Bride. Hit him twice. And this is Haggerty, I believe. Haggerty batting from the left side. He fouls one away. It's 0-1. 13-3, the Rangers all over the Twins again here today. Brink of taking 2 of 3 in the series. It's the 0-1 hit high in the air. Deep right field, and Haggerty says goodbye. A 3-run homer, and it's 16-3. And that is home run number 6 on the day for the Texas Rangers. Sam Haggerty pulling from the Ryan Jeffers playbook, the home run off the position player. It's a 3-run shot. And it's, again, 16-3. Last time the Twins gave up 6 home runs was July 9th of 2023. That was against the Orioles. As Osuna will bat for Evan Carter. Pitch on the way. And it's wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Second of the year for Haggerty. Ground ball pulled to first. It's picked up by France. Race to the base and not quite in time. Bride didn't get off the mound in time. France was hustling, but Osuna can really run, and he legged it out. And Osuna will end up safe at first base. They're going to challenge it. The Twins are going to challenge. It's brought to you by the Minnesota Lottery. Are you game? Say I'm in. Minnesota Lottery, where fun's always in play.
Minnesota is challenging a safe call at first base.
Of course, Lance Barksdale, you heard his voice there. Yesterday they had the challenge at home plate, and he was called out, Byron Buxton, and then he was still out after the challenge. And Barksdale messed up and said, the ruling stands, he's safe. And the crowd went nuts. And then he goes, no, he's out. He's out. I think he's out here. I think Ty France won that race. Fans who remain are letting Lance Barksdale know that they think that Ty France won that race. 16 runs, matching the 16 that Texas got on Tuesday.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Minnesota will retain the challenge.
There you go. Joey Casey saving the Jonah Bride a base runner there, as France rewarded for his hustle, and now it's Jake Berger. Have to look up that game on the in 2023. See who gave up those home runs. There's a pitch wide. It's 1 ball, no strikes. 4 of the 6 today from Ober. 1 off of Wentz, and then Bride gives up 1. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and lined to left field. It's going to drop in front of Castro for a base hit. Berger has a 3-hit day. 15 hits now for the Texas Rangers. We got 2 from Joe Ryan, 2 from Cole Sands. Jordan Balazovic, he was on that list. And Giovanni Moran is on that list. Wow, digging deep. It's a swinging foul ball.
2023, that's when Baltimore was hitting a ton of. They were mashing home runs.
The 0-1 pitch is wide, and the count is 1-1 to Josh Young. I did not expect when I arose today to be talking about Giovanni Moran and Jordan Balazovic. There's a strike called. It's 1-2. Baseball takes you down some winding paths, though. And this path has not been a fruitful one for the Twins. And the Twins pitching staff, which was so good in May, one of the best in baseball, having a rough June. Ground ball back up the middle off the foot of Bride, picked up barehanded by Clemens, wild throw to first, gets by France, runner is safe at first, and Berger advances to third on a throwing error. It's going to be an infield hit, and it's off the foot of Bride, so from bad to worse here, your third baseman is pitching, and now he takes one off his foot, and the trainer has to come out and check on him.
The inside of that left foot, there's nothing but meat in there.
Yeah, don't throw a ball at me in that spot either.
We used to have a pitcher with the Angels called Jack Lazorko, and I want to say he also played for Texas. He was a goalie in hockey, and he would always do that.
He just kicked at the ball.
Yeah, he would always do that and be able to block it.
I would think that your feet would get pretty tired of that pretty fast.
Well, he had the hockey mentality.
Yeah. Bride just kind of stretching it out.
It hurts.
Well, the hitter is going to be Garcia. Runners on at first and third. So that's 16 hits now. What did they have the other night? 17. That was one shy of a season high. Their season high is 18 hits against the A's. And they're 2 shy of that mark. 16 runs is a season high for Texas. But getting back to the Twins pitching, Danny, was one of the best staffs in baseball in May. No surprise, Twins were one of the best teams in baseball in May. In June, worst ERA in the league. And 3 blowouts will do that, right? 10 days in as a foul ball, or 12 days into the month. If you've got 3 blowout losses where you give up 16, 14, 16,
your
ERA is going to be massive. The 0-1 is in the air to right field. Wallner is back, drifting under the big old overhang, and he makes the catch to end the inning as Bride faces 8, gives up 3, but saves his bullpen yet again. He has pitched 5 innings in the last 10 days. Twins trail big, back for the home night, and home for Twins baseball.
Not 1, but 2 pairs of tickets to see James Taylor. Listen to win them tomorrow morning on CCO.
Twins territory, Justin Morneau here from Madden's on Gull Lake. My family's staying at Madden's this summer, and I can't wait to play all 4 golf courses, including Golf Digest's 5-star, The Classic. Visit Maddens.com to book your stay and play golf package at Minnesota's Classic Resort.
Baseball season is in full swing, and just as the Minnesota Twins count on a winning team, you can count on Uponor for plumbing that performs season after season. With reliable, resilient systems designed to last, Uponor is committed to sustainability, delivering efficient solutions for homes and businesses. The Twins trust Uponor, and so can you. Learn more at uponor.com. That's UPONOR.com.
Play ball!
At Target, we're here for the love of the game and all that comes with it. And for you hometown sports fans, got the most of everything you need for your backyard baseball barbecues. Brats? Got 'em. Burgers? Check. Peanuts? Popcorn? Say less. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
Commitment to your team should say more about your fandom than your planning skills. Introducing ultimate flexibility with My Twins membership choice plans. Commit to your game face, not which games you attend. Out of your seat action, not a certain seat. Select your choice plan and get up to 25% savings on tickets, concessions, and no ticket fees. Become a committed fan with less commitment at twins.com/mytwins and experience baseball your way.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Well, anything you can do, I can do better. Ezekiel Duran's going to pitch the 9th for the Rangers. They're up 13, so they'll throw their utility man. First pitch is a breaking ball for a strike, and the next one is looped into center field by Bader. It's caught there by Wyatt Langford. I say breaking ball because it breaks my heart to watch. It was a little looping lob into the plate from Duran. When he came out to the mound, Danny, he smiled, looked into the Twins' dugout, and kind of brushed at his shoulder that Bride has hit twice, but Bride is due to bat 9th in the inning, so I don't know that they'll see one another. As Clemens takes that lob in for a ball. Duran pitching for the 2nd time this year. And he hits one, Clemens, to right field for Garcia, and Garcia grabs it. And the Twins are down to their final out as Ezekiel Duran looking for a 1-2-3 inning. And here's Jeffers. So a little drama, which you don't see often with 2 outs in the 9th of a 16-3 game. Ryan Jeffers has 4 career home runs off of position players. He pats his shoulder as he looks out at Duran saying, "You going to hit me?" The first pitch is looped in for a strike. Ryan Jeffers has more homers off position players than any other Twin, including one this year. The 0-1, softball pitch high, 1-1. Wallner is on deck if the game continues. And this ball is popped up. And that ball is towards first, should put this one out of its misery. Berger's under it, he makes the catch, and Duran, a 1-2-3 inning in the 9th. That's not unusual here at Target Field. The difference is it was Ezekiel Duran and not Juan Duran. All Rangers, 16-3. They blow out the Twins. They win the rubber match, take 2 of 3. Twins go just 2-4 on this homestand as they now pack up and head to Houston. We'll tell you all about it and all the ugly numbers, but first check
series as the Rangers, who the week dead last in the majors in OPS, put up 16 runs,
twice on the Minnesota Twins. We'll try and make it as painless as possible for you on the Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union postgame download. We'll have a chat with Danny here coming up shortly. Highlights, scores, clubhouse reaction, and of course a trip around the bases as both these teams get ready to board parallel flights down to the Lone Star State after this one. But first, let's send it back upstairs to Chris to wrap things up today.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do just that. For every double play the Twins turn this season, Innovative donates $100 to the In Sports Foundation at the end of the year. That's for every double play the Twins turn here in 2025, courtesy of Innovative and Uni Brands. Once again, no double plays turn today. The Rangers, for the second time in the series, pound out 16 runs. They do it on 16 hits. 6 of them were home runs. They play error-free baseball. They strand 9. 3 runs on 8 hits for the Twins, 1 error, 8 runners left on base. They had their chance, down 6-1, loaded the bases with nobody out in the second. For the top of their order, came away empty as Corbin embarked on a streak of retiring 12 in a row, and that was pretty much all she wrote. Patrick Corbin is your winning pitcher. He goes 5 and change. He is now 4-5 on the year. Bailey Ober, the loss, he goes just 4 2/3. Something just not quite right with Bailey Ober. He falls to 4-3 now on the season as well. The Twins drop to 36-32. Texas improves to 33-36. 2 hours 49 minutes. Your time of game 23,995. We're here to watch it, and some will stick around and watch Bishop Garrigan and Clarion Goldfield Dowers. A couple of Iowa high school squads go nose to nose, hopefully here at Target Field in just a little bit, and you